What it do? What it is? Golly. Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Whoa, that was quick. I am.
All right, cool, man. What do you like about Trump?
I like that he secured the border, and I like that he cut taxes.
Oof. All right, well, got some bad news for you. You make over 400K?
No, I do not.
Your taxes likely went up.
They did not go up.
So, 95% of Americans saw an higher liability for taxes last year after Trump's big beautiful bill, and January 2027, we're also going to see all of the Medicare and I believe Medicaid or just Medicare, um, what is it called? Subsidiaries expire, and people's rates are going to increase even more than they have already. So people are going to be paying that out of insurance and out of Medicare. So 95% of Americans saw a higher increase. And this is a pattern throughout the history of the GOP. They say they cut your taxes, but they don't. Even when it came down to Reagan, middle class and lower class Americans saw an increase in tax liabilities, even though they were told their taxes were being cut.
Then why did my tax return go way up?
Inflation?
No. My inflation doesn't count for getting $5,000 more in my taxes.
It could.
Ooh, no.
Well, next year you'll probably see a much smaller gain in that, and also those some of
Inflation's
those things sunset.
4%.
4.2.
I think it went down to 3.5.
Mm,
Or the most recent numbers, but still, whether it's 3.5, 4.2, that doesn't make me go from getting about $900 back to getting about $6,000 back. That's a 600% inflation then.
what do you make tips?
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm a
Uh,
server.
oh. Well, good for you. Well, Kamala would have also done no tax on tips, so I think that one's irrelevant. But I think the way Trump did it, the way it sunsets, the way he's bankrupted the country, and also we can talk about the border. Trump's spending like $1 trillion in mass deportation. None of the things he's doing at the border are permanent, besides maybe a wall. And I don't think a wall is going to make a huge difference, especially since the influx of migration we saw during Biden was people like seeking asylum. A wall doesn't do anything about that.
He showed that you don't need legislation to secure the border. You just need a strong president with executive orders that cares about securing the border. That's what he has proven to every future president.
What
He
he's
set the
proven is
precedent.
that if you break the law and you commit human rights violations and civil rights violations, that yeah, people might not come. In fact, it's like overkill. People aren't even coming on tourism or even doing legal migration. So I think it's like the worst case of showing what you can do at the border. You're
Wait,
right.
we
He's breaking the law.
we definitely have legal migration going. We just
We have a 27% decline in legal migrants. In fact, with refugees, he cut it from 170K to 7K.
so we had a 3.6 million person backlog. So if there's a decrease in that backlog, that's actually makes sense because it was taking people way too long to get through the legal immigration process. So if there's less legal migrants, that just means the ones that are waiting get faster court dates.
Uh, I don't think that's true either. Like he's deported people with TPS, but I don't think he's done anything in regards to like asylum. He is arresting people at their court dates illegally, by the way. Like he's breaking the law more than I would say anybody you could point to that's trying to do the immigration program.
How is
And
he
again, I
breaking the
don't.
law?
I mean, multiple federal courts and judges have stopped him, including the fucking Supreme Court, have
And,
stopped
and
him
then
in
he
his tracks from doing what he's doing.
Yeah, and then he follows their rulings, just like the checks and balance system is supposed to work to do. So yeah, he
We were
does
in a
think, oh,
constitutional crisis for weeks because he, in fact, didn't follow some of those rulings.
like which one?
But the 9-0 Supreme Court ruling about that involved Abrego Garcia and like 190 people that were sent to a fucking terrorist prison for the rest of their
Wait,
lives.
he brought Kilmar back,
That one
just
person,
like,
right? How many people were on
yeah,
that plane?
there was 200 something,
Yeah.
but the
He
the
didn't
the
bring those
court
people
case,
back, right?
he, those people were freed in an exchange. So
Not all of them.
every single one is free.
No, they're
They
not.
got they get transferred to their home country of Venezuela, or
No,
I
like I
think.
think no, not all of them. No, not all of
Well,
them.
the ones that are innocent that didn't need to be there,
None of them had court
every,
cases. They were all innocent.
not every single one.
91% of them.
Okay. So if there's some that are still locked up, it's because they were the 9% or so that did have
None of
something
them
going
had
on.
a crime that were adjudicated for staying your entire fucking life in a terrorist prison. Not a single one, and you could point to, was guilty of something that would justify that.
I don't. You have to show me that any of them are actually still locked up in that prison, because from what I read before, from what I remember reading, is that all of them were get exchanged with
There was a
Venezuela.
there was a lot of them that were exchanged with Venezuela, but there were even some that he tried to send that the prison said, "Hey, we can't take those. Those are women. We don't take women and children." And I think it's disgusting. But Trump's been stopped trying to send people to fucking Libya. You know anything about Libya?
I know a little bit.
What do you think would be bad about sending, especially a person of color, to Libya?
So I mean, I don't know of this instance that you're speaking of or who it was and
Do
what
you
they
think?
did.
Did you know that Libya is known for like slave trade?
Okay, no, I didn't know that.
You know that if you're a person of color in Libya, you're pretty much going to be sold into slave trade the second you can get off a plane, or you're just going to be killed by a militia group.
So which people did he try to send to Libya?
Fucking Haitians.
Okay, Haitians,
Haitians and what are the people that he's been demonizing constantly over the fraud in Minnesota?
Somalians.
Somalians. He's tried to send Somalians to Libya, dude. That guy's an evil piece of shit.
What? So what did these Somalians do?
Somalians, for the most part, are here legally, by the way. A lot of them are naturalized by this point. But people who are here that are Somalis, that are like here under TPS or under legal status, he has done his best to try to reverse their legal status. He has no care if people are here legally. And he's done 2 rounds of 500,000 people that were here under TPS that he wants to just arbitrarily undo so that he can send away as well. Because his deportation numbers are ass.
What does TPS stand for?
Temporary protection status.
So what's so evil about following through with the word temporary?
So, what puts a country on the list for TPS?
What puts a country?
Yes, they do this by country. What puts a country on the list for TPS?
You tell me.
Somalis are not Somalians. Sorry, Somali. So, for instance, Venezuela was on the TPS list. Venezuela, before he went and kidnapped Maduro, and honestly, arguably still, is a very bad country to live in.
Yes.
Lots of crime, real bad
Yes.
economy.
Pirates.
Trump put Venezuela on the TPS list I think it was like 2 days before he left office. I think actually 1 day before he left office, his first term, and then they swarmed the border when Biden got into presidency. Nothing really has changed. And he wants to deport Venezuelans back to Venezuela that have TPS. Do you think that that should be warranted?
I don't know the process of what TPS, how that's like it says temporary. I don't understand, or I don't know enough to
Temporary
say
can
like,
be extended. It could be extended for years. The extended, like
and
16
it can
months at
be
a time,
withdrawn.
18
I
months at a
take
time.
it.
Yeah,
I
and you
take it.
can
It can be.
withdraw it. But like, if they're here and they've work permits and we know who they are, like, what's the harm of like having them here?
Well, if they're, I know there's a lot of accusations of fraud
Not from
with
Venezuelans.
from Somalians.
Yeah, 40 something. How many Somalis do you think? It's like 200K. That's blatant racism on Trump's part, right?
Mm. I mean, I would love to look into the numbers myself because it always seems like the things that I get told from Democrat influencers doesn't always line up with what I read and what I research. So I mean, I would have to look into it. But the overall picture of securing the border from what it was, I think, is important. It's not going to look pretty. Maybe parts of it aren't pretty. Parts of it I don't agree with. Maybe that I can agree to that. But the overall picture of securing the border the way he has, I think, was an important thing to get done.
I think it's what he's done is he's successfully gotten y'all to obsess over national security, and he is hemorrhaging money, and he is in the most corrupt way I've ever seen, just like benefiting, monetizing every action he's ever made. And there's no way you can justify $1 trillion. I think it's more at this point. $1 trillion
But
at
there's
on the
also no
border.
way anybody can justify as many undocumented immigrants that came over the border during Biden's term. I mean, it was in the
There's
million.
nothing like even if you were to make a case out of like what that might have cost us, which I don't think you can. Like at the most, it costs us 60 billion a year. Um, that's not $1 trillion. That's not $1 trillion. So
Okay, but you spend money to get results for something. Like some things have a cut. Like securing a border is obviously going to cost money, and especially when you had the problem of how many million immigrants came over the border illegally over
I
four
don't even think
years.
you understand that. Like, no, Trump has spent a lot of money trying to convince you that everybody that came is illegal, and for the most part, they were asylum seekers, which is in fact legal.
I don't agree with that either.
Okay, what
Uh,
process did Biden start that made it possible for illegal migrants to come in, which in my mind would make them legal? But go ahead, tell me.
it's the whole posture of not really caring and not enforcing things, and also allowing people to remain in America. All they got to do is claim asylum. Do you know how many asylum claims are
That's legal.
proven? Do you know how many asylum claims are proven to be accurate and they're allowed
It's
to
like a
stay?
30% approval.
It's 13%.
I think that's the low
87%
end.
87% of those cases they get deported and denied. So
Well,
this hasn't turned into we're actually like accepting asylum cases on humanitarian crisis. These people are taking advantage of the asylum clause and they're using it as an entry mechanism.
that's fine. And a way to actually stop that is to pass something like the Langford bill. Uh, but when you're creating destabilization in countries south of us and then crying that they're coming to our country, like you're just kind of a hypocrite, and which is what Trump did.
Well,
So
hold on, because what you guys are trying to do with giving mass amnesty for all these illegal immigrants, you're just portraying and sending messaging to the world that like, hey, you can come cross our border illegally. They're eventually just going to give you legal status and amnesty. That you don't have to do it the right way, and that screws over the people that are trying to do it the right way, who
it
actually
doesn't
need asylum.
it doesn't do
You're
anything
screwing
to those
over the
people.
actual people who need protection
It doesn't do
because
anything
you're
to those people, and I don't think you guys have interest in helping anybody that needs asylum.
I absolutely do. I care for the migrants. I care for the people that need protection, that actually do.
Can
I
you
just
tell me
think
how
that
that hurts people that need asylum?
because of the years of backlog that these people have to go through and wait because the system is getting abused. That's
That's
why
not
90%.
that's not exactly true. Like those people are all welcome in at the same time.
Which people?
Anyone you're in regarding referring to. If
Well,
you
no,
need
no,
asylum,
because
you're welcome into the country, and you have to wait 6, 7 years for your claim to be adjudicated. By the way, Biden tried to pass a law that would add so many judges to this program that it would be cut down to like 6 months, which I think is a
that's the
far
thing.
better use of our money than Trump enriching himself with private prisons and charter plane
But
companies.
all these immigrants, and most of them, like I said, 87% of them don't actually have an asylum case because they get denied. A lot of them just come claim asylum, disappear into our country, and they never show up to court dates. And that's what's screwing over the real migrants because they're creating this years and years long backlog.
Again, that doesn't stop people from like who actually need asylum to come, right? Those 30% still get, or 20%. It's 20% that get approved. Um,
But
and
I,
and
I
and
read 13%.
and by the way, from 2023, it was 50. So, um, I just don't think that like denying outright people the ability to claim asylum helps anybody, right? Like you're the ones who are refusing people to be able to come in legitimate means. Like what has Trump done to stop illegitimate people from claiming asylum?
It's the posturing. It's getting the people out of here. Like, look at that. I understand the
It's hemorrhaging money. Like,
El Salvador prison. I understand that was like it's fucked up for those people, but what that is a deterrent for illegal immigrants to come here illegally because they're like, oh fuck, I don't want to get sent to some crazy ass prison. Trump is really
that
bringing the
doesn't do
hammer
it.
down.
So he might put you in a fucking terrorist prison if you try to come seek asylum. That's great. That's a great.
No, if you come illegally.
None of these people, the mass majority of the people who came through asylum. So what does that do again?
I don't think that we had 2 million gotaways. I don't think that's
1.5.
that's debatable.
Of course, and it's speculative, right? That number alone is speculative.
Yeah.
So I really don't care. Like, you can't show me the negative outcomes of all this without trying to like virtue signal to some unknown group of people who somehow didn't get the right to come claim asylum as well. I don't really know what you're saying. Uh, none of this really does any of that, and I think that once Trump is gone, like you said, none of this is going to be there. No one's going to be this disgusting iron fist asshole that it doesn't give a flying fuck about human rights and civil rights. No one else is going to do that, and there's nothing that you can point to that is good that's coming out of this. Not a single thing besides us wasting a lot of money. We could literally have eliminated all homelessness with this amount of money.
Oh hell no.
Yeah,
Hell
yes.
no. Homelessness for a lot of people is a choice. These people don't want to work. They don't
Oh my
want.
god.
It is like you go up and offer people jobs, and they're not interested in jobs. They're interested in getting handed money to them. It's a mindset.
Yeah, I know that that's Republican programming, but it's not exactly true. There's entire countries that have just about eliminated homelessness, and it wasn't through like going around and yelling at them like you
Just
guys are.
about.
Yes.
Has any country ever eliminated homelessness?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the social democratic countries have very low rates of homelessness and poverty. And China, by the way, out of 1.6 billion people, 90 million of them, which is very few people, out of 1.6 billion, very fucking few people are homeless.
There's
And
no
in
way
fact, there
you're
is
bringing
homes.
up China and human rights violations in the same sentence and not act like they are a huge culprit.
Yeah, I'm talking about homelessness, right? And you
Okay.
can't talk about human rights violations and point to China while rooting for somebody who did alligator Alcatraz.
Again, a deterrent, and that has been closed down.
Yeah. So are you good with it being closed down or not?
I don't know why was it closed down.
I'm asking your opinion.
I'm fine with it being closed down. I
Why?
think the border numbers are speaking for themselves that his strategies are working.
I don't think so. In fact, Trump has changed the way we record encounters at the border. So we really don't even know if it's working. I really don't believe him. He lies about it constantly. He says there were 0 encounters at the borders, by the way. That's obviously not true. You really think 0 fucking people showed up at the
It's
border?
not 0 encounters, it's 0 people released into the country.
I don't believe that either. Really? You think not one asylum claim has happened?
I would have to look at the wording.
Do you think Trump says anything true about the border at all? Because I don't. I know for a
Yeah,
fact he doesn't.
he says some things that are true for sure. Like we've had the most secure border we've had in 50 years.
I don't obsess
That's
over it.
true.
Like it doesn't hurt my feelings
Yeah.
that people want to come here and claim asylum. It doesn't hurt my feelings that while they're here, they like get to work and they have a better life, and they're not in a country where their sisters and their mothers are being solicited for prostitution or being harassed by gangs for protection money. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all.
I just think we should prioritize legal immigration and we should deter illegal immigration. And I
What
think that's what he's doing.
I don't. I don't. I don't think that's what Trump is doing. We have a 27% decline in legal migration, and we have multiple countries that have said and put travel warnings on our country, warning their people not to come here because Trump is an authoritarian, an autocrat.
Mm. I guess, yeah.
By the
That's
way,
just
he's fucked up the economy real bad.
how
Every single economic indicator is down. Name one that's not.
we just hit all-time highs in the stock market today.
That's not
What
an
do you
economic
mean?
indicator. We
Oh,
hit all
that's an
time.
economic
We
indicator
hit
of my bank account.
We
What do
hit
you mean?
all
What are
time
you
highs.
talking about?
Every single president in history has at all time highs in stock market. There's not a single one that hasn't. This is not special.
It's fine that it's not special, but it's still.
I mean, Trump could literally fuck up like as much as you possibly want to and still hit all time highs in stock market. This is not indicative of a good economy.
So what about 2019?
What about it?
That was an incredible economy.
What did he do to do that?
He cut taxes.
We have no evidence that the tax cuts did anything great for the economy. In fact,
We
most of the
have the
tax cuts,
results.
no, we do, and we have 10-year analyses of showing that the GDP increase was not. It was like so tiny. In fact, he put us in more debt than any president in history of the United States doing this with like this much outcome.
Every president has put us in the most debt in history, so
That's
that's
not
not
true.
special either.
That's not true at all. In fact, I can go over this with you. Trump and Republicans are by far the most irresponsible spenders between the two parties. Trump, especially. This is what it looks like.
Uh,
Every single Republican conservative president has, by the way, fucked up your taxes, increased your taxes. Whatever you're saying, I believe is cope and a little bit untrue. But
Wait, no, well, hold on, because if you're talking about the budget, the increase in spending is money that's actually going back to Americans and going
no,
into
it's
our
not.
pockets. Yes,
It's going into the top
our
1%.
taxes are getting cut. We're getting more back on our tax. Like it's a fact.
Now, in fact, 95% of Americans saw higher tax liability last year. That is
That
a
is
lie.
not true.
That
That
is a
is not
literal
true.
truth. I'll show you the evidence.
I'll show you the Cato Institute that showed 85% of people actually had more after-tax income.
Please do. Show me that.
I'm on my phone. I look up Cato Institute.
This is from April, all right? This is from April.
Yeah,
This year.
this is an analysis. This is an analysis of the One Big Beautiful Bill by the Cato Institute.
All right, well, look at that, and I highly doubt that's what it says, but it says new from ITEP, Institute of Taxation and Economic Policy. Trump tax policies raise costs for most Americans while delivering trillion-dollar benefits to the wealthy. This is what you're rooting for. He tricked you again. He got you.
Tax.
The con man, the guy who we've been screaming
No,
that was a
I
con
mean,
man his whole life. He conned you.
Look up my article. Cato
Cato.
Institute, one big beautiful bill. So I don't have a computer or anything near me.
Um, so one big beautiful bill, Cato Institute, deficit impact, increased federal deficits by 4.2 trillion. That's the deficit, not the debt. Jesus fuck. Um, Medicaid and welfare savings legislation introduces significant spending reductions, including limits on provider taxes. So projected to trim hundreds of billions from federal Medicare and welfare expenditures, meaning it's going
Google
to
after tax income. Put that in there, and you're gonna see almost everybody's after tax income went up.
permanently extends individual tax incomes brackets 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, maintains a higher after-tax income compared to letting those provisions expire, though analysis on broader distributional impacts may vary by income group. So permanently locks in lower individual income brackets, standard pass-through deductions, so maintains and expands deductions like the 20% pass-through deduction for qualified business. Libertarian analysis, tax specialists emphasize that making tax cuts permanent, full expensing permanence, gives families business long-term planning stability while re-inning the certain green energy subsidies. Um, I'm just going to go into this. I'm going to try to
Sounds
welfare
like some
program
positive
savings.
terminology to me.
No, those
Put
are
it
all
on the
bad,
screen.
actually.
It gives long-term stability for families plan. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, you can plan to be poor for a long time, I guess.
No,
Uh,
that is crazy.
uh, permanent full expensing.
He made the tax cuts permanent, which gives everybody more after-tax income.
No, like a lot of what it did was cut salt deductions. Do you know what those are?
Okay, that was one part of the bill.
That was one of the
Yeah, and
biggest parts.
that no, it's just one part of the bill, and that was the only way he could get it passed. It was to agree to that. He didn't want to agree to that.
Dude, that's what he did his 2017 tax cuts. Are you kidding me? That's his
The salt,
signature move.
no, the one in 2017 actually hurt rich people.
What? No, he didn't. It went to the top
Yeah,
1%.
no, it
91% went to the top 1% of the tax cuts.
91%. That's not true,
That's 100% true.
bro. But the top 20% got 67% of the tax, 65% of the tax cuts is what's a real number. The
Dude,
top 20% got 65% of the tax cuts. But you know what? The top 20% pay 67% of the taxes.
yeah,
So
I know.
it was actually very in accordance with how everybody pays taxes.
$700 billion, 37 billion, 27% of the bottom rate, 10%. As long as tax increase, especially tax rise, a reform like this could cut the economic damage, tax saving 600 billion years in economic costs. No tax on ticks, no tax will be well-intentioned, politically popular, but they are also a textbook example of how a tax code grows more complex, less neutral, and less efficient over time. When the provisions expire after 2028, Congress should resist calls to extend them if lawmakers are serious about helping workers and boosting growth. Broadening the tax base and lowering rates would do far more than carving out yet another exception to the tax rules that apply to everyone else. There's nothing. I'm going to ask you to help me find this article. There's nothing that says what you're saying. This is my third time going through a Cato Institute article. Overtime, permanent overtime, some deductions. So the overtime deduction applies to the first 12,500 for single taxpayers. One of the additional bonus pay above base hourly rate. Oh, he ran. I don't see. Here's the hard truth. This was an open book test, and we had a comparison between the two tax proposals. And Trump's was vehemently regressive. Kamala's was progressive. Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
No, I'm not. That was a mistake. I didn't mean to tap in. Sorry.
That's all right. Kamala. And I show this almost every day. But this is how the two compare. The yellow is Trump, the blue is Kamala. Trump is increasing taxes on everybody on the left and decreasing them for the ultra rich. Kamala is decreasing taxes for everybody on the right, on the left, which is the poorest, all the way to people make 360K a year or 400K, and then increase taxes on the richest. So obviously, your rich people didn't like that, convinced y'all that this was good for you, and then ripped you off. Market's up 20% since Trump took office 2025. 90% of people paid less taxes according to the IRS. Would love to see that. Would love to see that. And also, I wonder if what they're accounting for also is tariffs. So you have to account tariffs. Tariffs are taxes. I highly doubt that the IRS data shows how much people paid in tariffs. Counterclaim, the institution taxation economic policy published analysis stating that the bottom 95% of Americans will see overall tax and cost increases on average. No. Total cope. Total cope. Mark was on 45K, 54K. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. I think Biden saw larger increases in the stock market easily. Like literally way more. Chat, tap the screen. Let's get to 30K real quick. We're almost there. Once we hit 30K, I'll show Pickle's camera. By the way, if you're on YouTube, don't forget the thumbs up. And also, if you want to debate, you're going to have to hop on over here to TikTok. You don't care because I... What do you mean I don't care? I'm literally just showing you what the truth is. So if in people's tax filings, it shows that they paid less, but Trump pulled a Kansas City shuffle and put tariffs in front of all the items you purchased, you in fact didn't pay less taxes. Your tax return doesn't show what you paid in tariffs. And by the way, it doesn't show what you paid in your electricity bill that Trump fucked up for most Americans. It didn't account for what Trump fucked up in gas prices. Doesn't account for all of that. If you're a Trump supporter, MAGA, and you or a conservative or a libertarian, you want to debate, hop in the box. Come tell me why your brain isn't good. The rainbow of Christianity. Are you guys going to fight for rainbow flags to be back in the classrooms now? If it's the rainbow flag of Christianity, wouldn't you guys love that in the classroom? Since you guys are putting that shit in front of our children? Lower than when Biden was in office. Gas prices were high because of Trump when Biden was in office. If you want to hear about that, you're welcome to come up. Was I tricked by Fauci? Fauci did nothing wrong. And if somebody thinks they can prove otherwise, I would love to hear it. Fauci's a hero. Autopin Biden. Guys, can you Google for me? I'll do it for you. What happens to the Autopin investigation? Uh-oh. The Justice Department quietly shelved its criminal investigation into former President Biden's use of an autopin without filing charges. after prosecutors failed to find an applicable criminal statute or legal hook to proceed. Hmm. Hmm. Are us poors actually welcome? Guys, at the end of the live, we are going to do a superfan only chat. So if you guys want to join my superfan community, it's $10 a month, and it really helps me stabilize my income. If you guys want to support the stream, we're a community supported stream. And that's one of the benefits we offer. Auto pin McConnell. Trump's overturning anything signed with an auto pin. That doesn't mean anything. You can overturn any executive order you want, signed with however they signed it. It doesn't. It just sounds like propaganda. However it was signed, you can just overturn executive orders when you're president. Biden deleted almost all of Trump's executive orders, like 100 of them. J6 pardons were signed without a pin. I don't even know if that's true, but I don't mind saying it. I mean, if we're out here lying all day, might as well lie back. Since when was I liberal? Since COVID. Since COVID came out, and there was only one obvious side perpetuating truth and going by science. Since my parents started taking ivermectin and denying the use of face masks and, you know, all of that jazz. They made it sound like a big, huge deal. Yeah, I know, Hanson. Yeah, I know. Before, no, I didn't even know what a Republican and Democrat was. It's a nothing point. I agree. I think it's sad propaganda. Oh, very sad. What do I think of a Muslim president in 2036? The same thing I would think about a Christian president. In fact, I would prefer it. I think Christianity is currently oppressing this country, and I think that like Islam is the scapegoat, the red herring for the atrocities that this administration has done, especially for like Netanyahu. In fact, I don't like this guy, Dan Blitz. What's his name? He came out with a few good facts that kind of are great talking points. Like a lot of the top countries that perpetuate grape culture, that have a grape problem and a murder problem, all Christian countries. Some of the biggest countries that have poverty, Christian countries. Like, I think it's a boogeyman. If you're pleading the fifth, if you're pardoned, you don't have that right. That's not a thing. If you're pardoned, like there's, I don't think there's any extra stipulations. Like you're just pardoned. Tom Lee, I don't really share that. And the reason I like, if I was Fauci, I would do the same thing. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get him on God damn, dude, I need to wake up. Perjury. They're trying to get him for perjury. They're trying to get him to like say something that might be contradicted in his diary or in history or in science. I don't blame him for pleading the fifth. He has no motive for giving information that could incriminate him. Why would you ever do that? Fauci's not responsible for anyone's death. In fact, he's responsible for saving. Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Say that?
Yeah, can you tell me what Fauci did that makes him responsible for someone dying?
He was giving everybody bad advice.
Like what?
Well, you know he took the vaccine on television, right?
Trump too, right?
I'm not sure about Trump, but
Yeah, he
regardless,
took it on TV. Yeah.
Right. You know that Fauci hid the fact that he had one of the primary side effects, right?
What's that? Vitiligo?
Yeah, it was something in his heart. I think it was a blood clot, actually.
Which vaccine caused blood clots?
Well, the one that Fauci took, I believe, was Moderna.
That one didn't have a history of giving people blood clots.
Well, he got one.
And then it was irrelevant to the vaccine.
Know that? Yeah, you know how we know it?
Why?
It was in his diary.
Nice. How many people were affected with a blood clot that took the vaccine?
I'm unsure, but how come he hid it from the public?
Do people have to come out with every single medical problem they have when they're a public official or somebody who works for the NIH?
Yeah, lots of people get blood clots, right? How many of them got blood clots from the vax, though?
I just asked you. Johnson & Johnson had a whopping 60 blood clots. That's a lot. That's a whole bunch. And it wasn't an mRNA vaccine.
Are you being serious right now? I can't tell if you're being facetious.
I'm literally saying that it had 60 reported blood clots.
Right. And you don't think it's ironic that Fauci ended up getting one and then hid it from the public?
No, I don't think that you should come out and tell everybody you got a blood clot every time you get one when you're a public official. I don't think that's a thing.
But you should come out and tell everybody to get a vaccine that causes a blood clot?
You'd have to prove it causes the blood clot. There's no evidence. There's no science.
That's in his diary, too.
Based Lincoln, can you give me, did you guys ever find a study without using a common enemy or a scapegoat like Fauci? Can you give me a reason not to take the vaccine?
Are you saying that Fauci didn't get a blood clot from the vaccine? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that plausible deniability, that the two things might not even be related. So you would have to give me.
He said he got it from the vaccine.
Okay, cool. Can you tell me?
No, wait, don't skip over that, bro.
Can you tell me one study that should convince me not to take the vaccine? Go ahead.
No, I can't.
You don't have
that's
anything?
That's not my argument.
So you saw,
No,
you read
nothing.
one person's diary, and that's enough for you to not take the vaccine?
That person was Dr. Fauci.
And?
Are you kidding me right now?
No, I'm not. I'm being fucking dead serious. Can you tell me a reason
You're
not
being
to?
fucking dead serious that a
Yes.
guy who literally told everybody to get vaccinated, knowing that one of the biggest side effects was myocarditis and blood clots.
What's myocarditis?
It's inflammation of the heart.
Was it? Could it be anything from like mild,
Are
like
you
one
trying
day?
are you trying to get me on a gotcha? You didn't even know that
Yes.
shit was in his diary.
Yes. First of all,
You didn't even know
the
he
rates
got
of
a
getting
blood clot,
the rates,
dog, and you're
okay.
sitting here trying to get me on a gotcha on a third grade vocabulary word.
Yes, you guys usually don't get that far. You guys
You
have
guys?
nothing. You
What
guys
do
have.
think? Do you think I voted for Trump?
I think you're right leaning. Yeah, I think you're conspiratorial.
You think I'm right leaning?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
If you're
gives you that
anti-science and
impression?
anti-intellectual, you're most likely on the right.
What? Anti-intellectual?
Yes.
Okay. So are you telling me that there's no studies out there that report that the vaccine causes myocarditis at all?
I'm saying that all of them show
Answer the question, Pickles.
No. I'm saying that all of them show that you have a less chance of getting myocarditis and a more mild form of it when you get the vaccine, as opposed to getting the virus. Is that true or not true?
It is untrue.
Okay, can you tell me? And by the
I'm
way, no,
healthier-
Dr. Anthony Fauci did not say or write that COVID-19 vaccine gave him a blood clot.
100% he did.
His personal
And
diaries, which
whoever's
released,
telling you that is lying to you.
no, it says that he suffered a pulmonary
They
infarction,
literally, yeah. I didn't
which
say
is
myocarditis. I said he got a blood clot.
yeah, and that's what I typed. And it says
Uh-huh.
death of lung tissue, typically caused by a blood clot, in June 2021. However,
Right.
Dr. Fauci's diary only documented the medical diagnosis and subsequent treatment. He did not state or imply that the vaccine caused this condition. Are you lying right now?
Is Congress lying?
No, his diary doesn't say what
Is
you're
Congress
saying.
lying?
What Congress didn't say anything on this. I'm saying, and by the way, it
Well,
was a Senate
Congress
hearing.
questioned him on it, right? And he pleaded the fifth.
Yeah, so that doesn't prove anything.
Doesn't prove it. So he just got a blood clot in his lung out of nowhere.
You sure? Yes.
Do you think
when
that
you're
you think
old,
that maybe
yes.
the spike protein, Pickles? Do you think that maybe the spike protein fucking decided to just rest inside of his fucking lungs, just like people's hearts, causing myocarditis, or no?
No, I'm not
You
superstitious.
think it's a possibility, dude? How
No.
many vaccines did you get, man?
2.
And I bet you I'm way healthier than you, and I have 0.
I laid out it.
Highly, I guarantee it, Pickles. You look like
I
you
don't
have
think that's
cancer.
science. I don't
You
think
look
that's
like
science.
you're going through chemo.
Dog, I just did a 1-hour workout on stream earlier
I'm sure you did. Using what?
using my phone.
Using your phone? Lifting what?
Going at the gym, lifting weights.
Lifting weights at the gym? How much do you weigh, Pickles? 150 pounds?
Dog, I'm 6'4",
Uh-huh. How much do you weigh, Pickles?
205 pounds. That is a very healthy weight for my size.
Very healthy, yes.
That's a
Then why
that's
do
a
you look like
fantastic
this?
weight. I'm in fantastic shape.
Why are you denying what's happening right now? That you guys were wrong.
You have
about the
nothing. You
vaccine?
have nothing. You had to lie and
I have
say
nothing.
that Dr.
The guy
Fauci's
that was shilling to get the vaccine got a blood clot in his lung.
the whole world.
And you're like, well, there's no proof it came from COVID.
yeah,
There's no proof it came from
yeah,
the
you're
vaccine.
just being superstitious.
There's no, it's superstitious.
Yes.
I'm sure. Okay. How many millions of people got myocarditis from the vaccine, Pickles?
Plenty millions.
Yeah. Thanks.
At the
That's all I
Mead
needed you to
Super
say.
Chat
Have a
of
great day.
$5. This
That's
guy
it?
is an idiot. Vaccines are good for you. It's like a peanut. Healthy for 99% of population. But yes, a small percent will have adverse effects.
Yo, thank you for the $5. Dude, these people are profoundly stupid. I am shocked we live amongst these people.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, are you a Trump supporter?
I very much am.
What do you like about Trump?
Immigration policies. I listen before you ask like specific policies. I'm not like in the weeds of the fucking documents or the policies. I just know by and large he has a very tough stance on immigrants, okay? Preface.
Profound.
Thank you.
So you came up to a political live not knowing much, but you love a strong border.
Honestly, like if we get into it, I'm sure I'll know more than I think.
Cool. Can you name one thing that's going to carry over from the Trump administration to whoever's president next, besides a wall?
Well, if more people can get on board with like kind of the attitude towards immigrants, then like they'll inherit the attitude of the people, right? So I honestly, like I don't even support Trump's execution. I don't think he's doing enough to get these people out of here. But I think like the overall kind of attitude we have towards these people that he kind of represents is very good for us, 100%. And I hope that kind of like keeps going up and up.
I think
And
it's
until
just-
the next president.
I think what
Sorry?
you're saying is like, and
Yeah.
by the way, I think would you be willing to consider that your views on immigration might have been influenced by the media, like Trump?
I'm not into like really news, really. Actually, I'm actually not very like into politics online. Like,
What does a strong border do for the country? Like, can you give me like a metric?
It's a trust thing for me, man. Like, it's really like it kind of like in all honesty, it's actually like a trust thing. It's like a people I see on the street thing. It's like I just don't like, and
What?
it's not like a hate. Listen, it's not a hatred thing. Like, it's not like I like hate these people. It's just that
Caesar.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No,
What's our
it's actually not going
population?
to where you think it's going. It's not going to where you think it's going.
What's our population size?
Like 400 something.
It's
Or
350.
300 something. Yeah, whatever.
How many
Come on,
undocumented
man.
migrants are estimated to be in the country?
I don't know, dude. Okay, because you're not in places where they're like literally swarming, man.
Dog,
Like,
I'm
where
in
are you? Where are you?
Dallas. I'm in Dallas.
Okay, well, so
You're
they're
wrong.
like decently swarming then. They're decently swarming.
No,
But they're not?
no, that's
In
not a thing.
Dallas?
No.
Aren't you bordering Mexico?
Yes.
Okay, well, they're swarming, dude, and they're just hiding. That's a fact.
Oh, I'm just going to
Dude,
put
they're
this in.
all over the place,
Caesar,
bro.
I want to put this in perspective for you. All right, this is how
Okay,
fucking
yeah.
dumb this sounds.
Mm-hmm.
When Trump left
half
office,
my yearbook
stop.
was Gonzalez, Rodriguez. Like you're not fooling me, bro. Like you're
Yeah,
not
how
fooling me,
many?
Tyler.
Okay, does that tell you if their legal status?
Oh my god. Okay, it's not about that though. It's not about that.
Oh, perfect,
really, for me.
perfect. I love that. I love that
Right.
you're admitting that. I love that.
Like that. I like how we're making progress. I
Okay,
like this.
all
I
right,
like this.
but let's go. When Trump left left office
Yeah.
the first time,
Yeah.
we had 11.7 million undocumented migrants.
11.7 million undocumented migrants. Okay, so
That
what?
number changed by maybe roughly 3 million.
All right, that's
When
that's a
when
lot of
Biden
fucking
left.
people, dude. I feel like you're making that seem inconsequential.
What?
That's a
Okay,
big
it
number.
is. Okay, in a country 350 million, 3 million is what percent?
Like I don't know, 0.75.
You think you
Dude,
can
but
tell a
it's
change
not-
of 0.7%
Come on, man. Like,
of the population, man?
It's still not inconsequential, man. Like,
It
that's
is
like-
literally inconsequential.
That's just dude,
It's
that's
like
like dude. I'm
nothing.
sorry. That's a statistical fallacy, dude.
No,
Because,
it's not.
like-
It's statistically
Yes, it is.
true.
Are you kidding me? No, it's not because 1% of 100 billion doesn't negate the power $1 billion holds, right? Like just because it's a
That's
small
a
amount of
fallacy.
the pie,
That in itself
does-
is a fallacy.
How so?
Let's
How so?
do this in a practical
How so?
manner. I walk
so?
outside. I see 100 people every day, maybe. That means that
I see way
one
more.
day
I call way
in
more,
1
I
year.
see way more.
Okay, sure. Then perfect. It's probably even harder, right? So if you see
Yeah.
200 people, that means you see 2 extra undocumented migrants, and somehow you have to know that they're undocumented somehow. I don't even know how you would know. So what is it doing for you?
I'm actually like not bad with like, especially with accents and stuff. Like I'm pretty, like I can nail.
That
like,
doesn't tell you
oh, this-
anything. How do you know they're not
Okay,
tourists?
No. You don't know the nuance I got, man. Like I can tell, like if you had parents who were not undocumented, but like not from the country. Like
You're just telling me that you're xenophobic,
Seriously.
dude. That's
no,
it.
I'm actually not xenophobic. I'm not xenophobic. I did it too.
yeah,
much.
I'm
And,
sure
like,
that-
dude, seriously. No, dude, seriously. Like I genuinely, like I do not hate these people. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I actually do not hate these people.
I'm not saying that you just straight up hate them,
Yeah.
but what you're saying is objectively xenophobic.
Okay, listen, man. Like you can't, like, okay, this is actually what I wanted to avoid. This is actually kind of what I want to say when I came up. Like, you can't be trying to be all like, oh, like you're so like bad because of like this. Like,
I'm sorry
come
that
on,
your
like, can you
views
talk
back
like an
into a
old person?
quarter.
Can
Yes,
you just
I'm,
actually talk like an old person. Seriously.
no, I'm sorry
Like,
that it's easier for me
not,
to
though,
see
dude,
because these are
It's
part of my
not
politics.
xenophobic. It's not xenophobic.
It is. It's so arbitrary. It's
Okay.
so irrelevant.
Okay, articulate
it's
it.
not
How
provable.
how am I xenophobic? How am I
Because the
xenophobic?
people you might point to more often than
Yeah.
not aren't going to be undocumented migrants. They're going to be tourists. They're going to
Okay.
be legal
Okay,
migrants.
this
They
is
could
the
be
issue I have, though.
refugees. They could be under temporary protective status. They could be
all right,
asylum
all right,
seekers. They could be all of
Pickles.
these things before undocumented migrants. Prove to me you know their legal status.
Pickles, I don't need to know their legal status. Okay, this is the reason.
That's what you
it's
claim,
good
though.
that- Listen, no, it's not. Okay, listen, I never said illegal status. I said that I could decipher if you came from a family that was all immigrants or just like one immigrant,
And that
or
has nothing to do with
that.
legal status,
or
right?
if you were an immigrant yourself, okay?
Right, and that has nothing to do with legal status, right?
Okay, exactly. But listen, okay, my thing really is that it's just a trust thing, okay? It's just a trust thing. I don't dislike. Listen, McCurl, it's not like
super chatted $5.
I'm listening to
MAGA,
this.
PPA that copied off my nerdias in HS governed hist class, and now they want to tell us about geopolitics and public policy. Smiley face emoji. 100% truth.
Okay, listen, actually, I actually don't mean this with hate. I'm serious. I'll level with you right now. Okay, all jokes aside, I'm not trying to be inflammatory or anything. Genuinely, it's actually I think in the subconscious part of your brain, you kind of know where I'm coming from. We don't want we don't want the entire country filled with these people. Seriously, we don't. Would you want to transplant
these people?
Immigrants and things of that nature?
This is what you're saying is
What?
literally, and I'm not even being hyperbolic, this is literal textbook xenophobia. What you're espousing for explaining right now is literal xenophobia.
Dude, it's just fine, but it's a meaningless word though. It's just a meaningless word.
No, it's not. What?
Yes, it is. Come on, man.
no,
Can you actually
dude.
just be a regular person, man? Who talks about xenophobia in real life? Who have you heard?
I'm
That's
sorry,
xenophobia.
I don't live in fucking
kidding
a
me, man?
shit ass rural area. I live in a nice city where
are
people
you
that I
kidding me?
run into every day are
Yeah, I live in
fucking
South
way
Florida,
different from
dude.
me. You what?
So, and listen, I live in South Florida, dude. And listen, okay, no one's talking about no xenophobia or fucking whatever.
I know,
the fuck
there's a
you're
lot
trying
of
to talk
syllables
about.
there. I'm sure
Okay.
your people don't say those words.
Listen, okay, listen. Okay, let's just collect ourselves for a little bit. Okay, it's let's just take away xenophobia and pretend it's not a bad thing for a second, because it's not. It's literally just a preference. Okay, and this is the thing. Okay, it's just a trust thing. Okay, you don't want these fucking people running around. Okay, listen, I actually was thinking about this a couple days ago. Okay, and bear with me. Okay, don't think this is a bad thing to say or you know what I mean. But if you're running a business and these people call you and they're hey, we built a software and you can plug in your financials into the software and it won't bankrupt you and it'll do great things for you and it'll do your A&R automatically, whatever. Okay, sick. Would you trust it if it was coded by if it was coded by them and it was delivered by them and the guy calling you had a thick accent? We don't want these people actually being pillars of our society.
What?
We don't want. No, you don't. Dude,
Some of the greatest engineers we have come from India, man.
Listen, my friend, listen. I went to Zimbabwe. Okay, I went to Zimbabwe. These people, they make their own. They have factories there where they make their own cars. They make their own cars there. Okay, they don't buy their own cars because they know it's trash. Okay, they don't trust them. They don't. No, see, there's only German cars there, only Japanese cars there. Okay, and they have factories for their own cars, and no one buys their own cars. Okay. And the thing is I'm not saying they're a complete I'm not a racist person, dude. I'm not saying they're completely incapable of creating certain companies or certain infrastructures that we can benefit from. I'm just saying that as it stands now, okay, I don't feel comfortable with these people managing it much, okay? See, and dude, it's not and it's actually not racist because dude, if a white guy I would feel more safe if an Asian person is about to operate me on the table than a white person. Seriously.
Oh my god, dude. All right.
Seriously, no, okay, it's
You've
not.
said enough.
Okay, I'll say. Okay. But you can't be overreactive though. You just be a normal person. I know you feel the same way.
No.
Please. Yes, you do.
There's no
Yes,
way
you do.
around it.
There's
If
no way.
listen, you called me your friend. I want you to know that I wouldn't be your friend in real life.
Dude, come on.
I want
no,
you to know that.
actually, are you serious?
Yes.
Are you actually serious?
Yes, and if I was your friend,
Not a friend.
I would
not a friend.
corner. I would corner you
Yeah.
when you said this shit.
Yeah.
And when I'm saying shit, I mean literally while you're talking, I've imagined 7 types of shit coming out of your mouth because it's so horrible. What you're saying is
Dude,
so.
no, it's not. Because the people
Yes.
you're defending, because you feel some type of way defending, they laughed about this when we were talking about it, dude. You're just defending nothing right now. Okay.
No.
Yes, you are. You are. Like maybe the like Hispanics and stuff. Like maybe they might like
my
feel some
God.
type of way.
You're
if they're
speaking about people
What?
using tropes, about using stereotypes.
It's not tropes. It's not stereotypes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
I
was
want an
living in
Asian
Hallar.
working
I was in
on me
Hallar
when
for
I'm in
6 months.
surgery.
I was in Hallar for 6 months. How is
I
that a
don't
stereotype?
care. I don't care.
Oh, yeah, well, you
Sure.
took it. You took it.
I don't think that you can make a case for Zimbabwe making great cars, and sure, I might be able to agree with you on that, but it's not because they're fucking Zimbabwe people.
I
people
didn't
from
say it
Zimbabwe.
was. I said, this is exactly what I said. I said, I'm not racist. I don't think it's like these people can't physically
You
make a
can't
good
just
car.
say I'm not racist and then say
Oh my
racist
God. Okay,
things
fine.
and expect me to be like, oh,
I
okay.
said the opposite, actually. I was saying this, okay? I was saying that it's not the fact that they're like black or they're Zimbabwean that they can't make a good car.
Then why
okay?
say it?
It's because I'm just highlighting that as it currently stands, okay? These people don't even trust themselves with this thing.
Oh my
okay?
God.
And I don't think it's inherently a Zimbabwean thing. I think it's, I think there's a lot of other countries and a lot of other people that come from these countries that aren't necessarily geared for high liability fucking operations of companies. It's just how it is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I
and
don't
you
know.
know-
I don't think that you can make a case
Yes.
for maybe the country of Zimbabwe being like the engineering like capital of the world. Sure, but it's not because of their race. It's not because of their culture.
Listen, man. Even in
So
like
even
America,
adding
we
that
have
into-
some of this.
No, it's not has nothing to do with this conversation. It's a very weird pivot. But no, when we bring people here, especially people from India, people from any given country on earth, and we accept the people that are like fantastic engineers or doctors or whatever, despite their cultural differences. That's what makes us a better country.
I see where you're coming from.
And that's what makes it. The opposite of that is what's called a fucking brain drain. You're talking about like
I've heard about that.
Yeah. So when we say, oh, we only want white people, or we only want white and this other select few type of people working in surgery, doing engineering, you're fucking being racist.
Okay. Listen, I'm not. Okay, first of all, I'm not.
You can't
a
just
racist
say I'm
person.
not.
Okay, I'll explain it.
The ideologies that you have expelled, you
I'll explain
absolutely.
it, dude. Like, I actually don't hate anyone, dude. I don't hate anyone. Like, actually, like, listen. When we select for
super chatted $5. Ask this guy if he knows the mayor of his own town, but has geopolitical opinions. MAGA losing jobs to people who are now learning English.
Higgins.
Smiley face emoji. Smiley face emoji. Smiley
Eileen
face
Higgins.
emoji. Smiley face
Who's a
emoji.
plant, by the way?
Smiley face emoji. Smiley
Democratic
face
plant.
emoji.
You don't have to get
Smiley
into that
face
stuff.
emoji. Smiley face emoji.
Okay,
Love you. Thank you, V.
listen. Jesus Christ, this is again like you guys are like so high. You guys are so inflammatory with the race, man. Like seriously.
No.
And, like,
You're just desensitized to it. You are somehow the people that you surround yourself with find this type of dialect acceptable, and
Okay,
it's
dude.
not.
Like you probably haven't even traveled out of the country for more than like 3 months at a time. So I don't know why you're talking about me.
I wouldn't need to.
talking,
I
like-
wouldn't need to. Somehow I've ended up in a better position than you.
All right. Okay, and this is the thing, okay? Like this is what I was trying to get at, okay? When we H1B these these like cream of the crop Indians and Chinese people, okay? That's literally what they are. They're literally the best in their country, okay? At what they do. And we still like there's still like, okay, listen, okay, like there's still a level of distrust with, Indian individuals, okay? Like it's definitely like more of a trust, I would say, with Indians than I would have with like
What?
Hispanics, for example. Yes, dude, this is just a fact. Like
What
and
makes
even,
you
like,
distrust? Like, explain to me the thought process there and how it's not racist. Indian
okay,
equals
so
somebody you
basically-
don't trust. Go ahead.
Basically, we've been importing very educated Indians for a long time who are very career focused, who are immigrants, and like they just have certain values. And in certain industries, like I don't think I would trust them more in any particular industry, but I would trust them over Hispanics, which I've seen steal cars, which I've seen be loud, which I've seen. What? Seriously?
Be loud.
Yes.
Bro.
Like that's an important thing. Like that's a sign of like that's antisocial behavior.
Are you
It's, like, seriously.
fucking shitting my
That's
dick?
antisocial behavior.
My
Being loud is
dad
antisocial.
shoots guns in his backyard. Are you kidding me?
Well, yeah, he shoots guns in his backyard, and it's probably like, where is it? Like is
In a
it, like, an old place?
neighborhood.
And are people totally fine with him shooting his guns?
He killed a snake with a gun the other day, and no one called the cops.
Well, it might be legal, depending on
It's
what gun it
not
is.
legal.
It might be if it's a Burmese python, it's completely legal. And Okay, listen, man. Like, yeah, your dad has antisocial behavior.
No,
You probably
you're
shouldn't
just,
be
it's
seeing
just
him.
called confirmation bias. So what it does
No,
for
it's
somebody
not.
with a lower IQ, maybe, they
All
would
right,
see
man.
somebody, a
It's
person of
not, like,
color,
dude.
do something that they don't deem like good, and it sticks with them. But when somebody of their own race does it, you don't register it. You
I'm
just
not
don't.
Indian. I'm very far from Indian.
I didn't say you were. I would guess you're white.
It doesn't matter.
Are you?
Yes, it doesn't matter though. And like that's just what I put on census. But like I don't like you know like some people wouldn't like if I said that in certain groups they would say like you're not white, you know, like I don't want to get into it, but you know like
Oh, you're Jewish?
we're not going to get into it, okay? But the fact of the matter is that like these Indian people, like I don't I don't like trust them over any other race necessarily.
That's racist.
Okay. And Hispanics are just like, you know, they're just people I've seen do certain things, especially American Hispanics. Okay. I don't know how the ones are like overseas. I don't know why we don't get the cream of the crop Hispanics here.
What?
Or maybe they might be diluted because you know there's a bunch of
Name
illegal
something
ones, like,
about
ruining the rep.
Hispanics that you can back up with data. Go ahead.
Dude, like, come on, man. Like you probably like where would you say you were? Dallas? You said
Yes.
you've driven inside of like I'm sure you've driven by or inside of predominantly Hispanic areas. I'm sure.
I grew up in them. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So you haven't? No, really? No, you
Yes.
have not.
Yes.
No, you haven't, bro.
Yes, I have. I live in a neighborhood that's
Okay.
majority
Okay.
Hispanic
I'm
right
sorry.
now.
Maybe. Okay. Was it like a nicer neighborhood or what?
No.
So it was a nice. Oh, okay. So you saw some things. You saw them get up to things. Yes, you
What?
did. You're bullshitting.
No.
I'm not even friends. I'm friends with none of I'm friends dude, I've had 2 Hispanic friends in my life. I had 1 Hispanic girlfriend, and I've seen people do dude, are you kidding me?
Bro.
Are you lived in a neighborhood with these guys?
This is
Are you kidding me?
painful. This is painful.
It's not. It's actually not.
Okay, I can tell you something about it. I live in a house. I live in a house
Yeah.
that's got a lot of tenants. It's a very big house.
Mhm.
My front porch features a shirtless
Yeah.
white man that smokes cigarettes all day.
Uh-huh.
That may or may not partake in like
Marijuana.
narcotics.
All right.
If you lived in my shoes and you walked outside, your brain would skip over that. And the first instance of somebody doing something unfavorable in your eyes, it's a person of color would register. And that's what you would be talking about today.
No,
I'm here to tell
just
you,
purely
you have
speculation.
confirmation
That's
bias.
purely speculative.
No,
That's purely speculative.
okay,
though.
then tell me with data. Tell me with data, because
I don't
there's
need
no
to- dude,
data
listen, man,
in
listen,
fact,
listen.
in fact, undocumented
What?
migrants vehemently. Undocumented migrants from
Yeah.
south of the border commit so
Yeah.
fucking little crime. It's insane.
Buddy, again, we're not talking about documented, really. Like, it's not a documented issue.
Okay, then why are you going into this? You're just saying
Listen, man,
documented
okay,
or not.
listen, like,
I want
think
this
you
country to
think
be
I'm,
more
like, some
white.
very like right wing person. I grew up like watching some crazy people, dude. Like I literally like I watched Minecraft videos, dude. Like I was not like propagandized. This is literally
This
all
is
my
your,
eyes.
what
and
you're
ears.
saying is something
Like,
of learned
seriously.
behavior. It is propagandized.
It's genuinely this is not learned. This is like no one has taught, like no one's like this is just purely like just eyes and ears, man. Okay, like the fact of the matter is, okay, these people aren't equipped to like maybe they are, but like I just don't think the mentality of the average person is ready to have these people here in a great amount to the point where they're going to be starting to have institutional responsibility, okay, where they're going to start to be bank, like we're going to have the do you want to bank with a Hispanic bank? Are you like no? you
yes.
don't.
What? Why wouldn't I?
Okay, you're bull. Get out of, dude. Like, actually, just be real.
What
for a
is it
second.
about
Can you actually
Hispanic
just be
banks
real?
that I need to know about? What
Who
is
are you
that?
banking with right now? J.P. Morgan.
Yeah.
Okay. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Dude, and the thing is, right? Like it connects way more than you think. Like your 401k, you're all invested into like what? Like mostly German, Japanese, American, and European companies. Like there's not like that's basically like, are you kidding
What
me,
are
dude?
you
Like
going on about, bro?
I'm saying that if we allow these people to get if we allow these people in a great amount, it's inevitable that they're going to start taking very important positions of power. And I'm not saying that it's a racial thing where I don't want Hispanics having power. I'm just saying
Okay, how is it not then?
because Okay.
Because you're literally describing people by their ethnicity
Listen.
and their race, and then saying
Yes.
you don't want these
Okay,
people in
yes.
power.
I know how it
How
sounds.
is that not racist?
I know how it sounds, my friend. I know how it sounds. Okay, but
You can't
fact
just
of
say
the
I know
matter
how
is-
it sounds and then keep talking. And expect us to drop
I'm
that
trying to explain it.
notion.
You're just so hyper. You're just so hyper.
Oh, dude.
Listen.
I'm
Listen, okay.
I'm a little more than hyper right now. Yeah.
Okay, listen, okay. Like, it's just that, like, I don't think they trust themselves with what I've seen in life. Okay, I don't think they even trust themselves to build their own society. Okay?
What?
I don't think. Can you
Have you heard of
everything I say, bro? Everything I say.
Have you
Listen,
heard of
listen.
Mayans?
Oh my god, dude. 4,000 years ago. Are you kidding me, bro? Like, they didn't have fucking horses back then. They didn't have wheels back then. You're talking about Mayans? Dude?
Exactly. It makes it that much more impressive.
My friend, yesterday's price is not today's price, okay? Like,
Oh, dude.
I'm sure, like, dude, if Egyptians were still around and they were superpowers, I would be like, you know what I mean? I'm banking with Jews. I'm buying Jew cars. I'm buying houses only made by Jews, okay? And like, or not Jews, fucking Egyptians. Jesus Christ. Did I say Jews? Jesus Christ.
You did.
No. Okay, I meant Egyptians that entire time. When Egyptians were the dominant force in the world, I would do
You
everything
wouldn't,
with
and
Egyptians.
you still wouldn't. In fact, people are
I
so
would.
racist
I would.
that they
I
look
would.
at what
I would.
Egyptians
I would.
did
I
in the
would.
past, and they say black people couldn't possibly have done something
I
this
saw an
amazing.
Egyptian girl
They
like
think
2
it
days
was
ago, and I thought she was
aliens.
No,
No,
I thought she was beautiful. Yeah, seriously. And this is the thing, right? Like,
dude, you gotta,
okay, listen,
you
man.
gotta turn your camera on, dude.
I can't. I don't have the thing. Why do you,
You don't
want to
have
turn on
what
cameras? Why would I tell? Dude, how you're acting and how your chat's acting? You think I'm gonna put my likeness onto this thing with 260 people?
Yes, I do it
You
every day
kidding?
because I am not ashamed of my views.
Oh my God. Well,
you
dude,
should
like,
be
sometimes-
deeply
dude.
ashamed of the shit you're saying right now.
You can't tell a truth in a world full of lies, man. That's just how it is. And like, I think like this sentiment is mainly subconscious. Like, I think subconsciously people know, like, if a black person calls me, like, I'm probably not gonna buy like insurance from him or something.
Oh
Like,
my
especially,
fuck.
come on, bro, come on. Especially with like a heavy accent.
All right, dude.
Fuck that.
Fuck you, dude. Absolutely not.
Such a maroon. I came here to show him my face and blow his freaking mind that I am a descendant of Mayan people and that Mayans still exist. They still exist. They're not some ancient civilization that died out. And I really wanted to dial in on what he meant by these people because I don't look necessarily like I am one of those people. And I don't talk necessarily because I'm not an immigrant. I was born here. But my grandfather immigrated here from Mexico. And so I really wanted to make him say it because we know what he's fucking saying. I wanted to hear him say it, and I wanted him to say it to my face. And I wanted him to show his little precious punum. What a little
My mind is
bitch.
blown. How just cavalier he's using like this disgusting rhetoric. Like he's just like you don't get it. You don't get. Listen, it's not racist. Insert
No.
the most racist thing you've ever heard. What?
Make racists afraid again. Honest to God, if I'm running on anything, that's what it is. Oh, he just commented about me. Not that we care, right, Daniel?
Chat. By the way, we have a Cash App, Venmo, PayPal in the bio, and we do kicks around here. If you got $40 and you want somebody to be gone, you absolutely can kick him before what we just saw. That was honestly way too long. I was shocked it didn't happen. And somebody is spamming the shit out of their request. I don't even think this person's of age.
Hey, it's me, Joshy.
Are you a Trump supporter?
No, but do you remember me from yesterday though?
Oh, maybe a little bit.
You gave me a kiss on the cheek.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Can I get another? I just want another. Real quick.
Not for free, dude.
Oh, damn it. How much?
$5.
Damn it. I got like $1 in my bank account. What about that? Tough
Sorry, man.
luck?
I can't listen. My kisses get depreciated if I don't.
No, so that
Low
was just
price.
luck.
Yeah.
I just got lucky that.
Our boy knows his worth.
It's like Sam's
Oh,
Club. They hand out one for free, but you got to buy the rest.
Man, I kept getting rejected. I begged to get up here.
Sorry, man. All right.
No, that's okay, man. Thank you.
just genuinely disappointed. But you know what? Know your worth. I was also going to ask that young man who was totally not in any kind of good faith, mostly trolling, but it's still disgusting. And you should still be ashamed and afraid to say that shit out loud. But I was also going to say to him, there's some really good statistics indicating that patients of female physicians have better outcomes on the whole, like
surgeons.
mortality, right? So why are we trusting men anymore to be in these high level positions? Clearly not hacking it.
True. White people are the biggest perpetuators of child molestation. You should never hire a white babysitter ever, or a white teacher.
Hell no.
Or a white
priest.
Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely. I'm picking the drag queen all day over the youth pastor to watch my kids.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyways. All right. Well, thanks.
Anytime. Thank you.
I'll see y'all later.
All right. I refuse to go to a male doctor. I refuse to go to the doctor because of what it costs. But chat, if you're a Trump supporter or a conservative and you want to debate, hop in the box. Come tell me why you like Trump. Why is your brand not good? Horses evolved into the Americas 50,000 years ago. Come to Colorado? I wish. It's just some sweet Medicaid. I had a Haitian babysitter. W. Bro, so cavalier, bro. I hope you espouse these beliefs on a first date, every one of them. You need to. We got Latina MAGA in the chat. Oh, man. Did we get motion on McConnell today, the last day for a special election? Trump saves my people by kidnapping them and sending them to third countries in Africa. What a king. He mass incarcerates them and denies them medical care and puts them in facilities that denies them abortions and gives them hysterectomies against their will. We love that. That's great. I'm smart. Trump gave us education by defunding the Department of Education? What? Chad, if you're a Trump supporter, hop in the box. Parker's way cooler than you. Stop trying to be him. Dude, Parker and I are mutuals, alright? Get over it. Get over it. Caesar, I'm not having you back up, dude. We're not doing it. I can't.
Oh, I want to put my dick in your mouth and just put
The
that.
fuck? Who are gorillas, Lily? Good morning, Marika. Good morning, everybody. Guys, let's get to 100K really quick. Guys, I would love to see our viewership go back up in the 500 to 1,000 range. That would be sick. That would be way sick. Most MAGA's closeted. I agree, actually. I agree. I think science agrees. I might have said good morning, actually. Did I say good morning? Oh, Marika said good morning. Yeah, it's morning for Marika. She's in Australia. Would I debate Matt Nuclear? Sure. Critical thinkers are hard to find in the opposition. I agree. I think that being that 80% of MAGA or Republicans are religious, mostly Christian, they've been mostly neutered of critical thinking. And that's why you hear them espouse nothing but like anecdotes. They're like, I formed this opinion about the world because I once saw this happen once. Therefore, all things are like that. Because when they go to church, when they go to sermon, they buy ideas off of people's anecdotes. Like, I once saw Jesus in my garage. Jesus saved my life. I saw a miracle. Therefore, Jesus is real. And they have to accept that. That's a part of their thinking. They're exercising that muscle. And that's something that carries into their everyday lives. Something they practice in all of their affairs. Yeah, Jesus showed up on my toast. He's real. Have you ever had an experience you can explain? Yeah, but I don't insert like a god to explain it. I don't even know if I have had an experience I couldn't explain. I mean, I think everybody, like, just inherently being alive is an experience that, like, the meaning of life, nobody has that answer. And, like, if you absolutely just have to have an answer and you just make one up, like, with a god, then I think it's a bad habit. I once had a Cheeto shaped like Jesus. Look at the trees. I saw Oscar tag team with Parker today. I saw that too. W. I need to get up in there. I need to get up in there. Hit Parker up. Let's check out YouTube chat. How are we doing on YouTube? YouTube's so toxic, bro. YouTube chat's wild. If you guys ever want a good time, if you guys want to read some really toxic chat, YouTube's the spot. Let's check out YouTube chat. How are we doing on YouTube? Facebook's pretty big. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's brutal. How do you breach the wall when somebody spouts anecdotes? How do you keep calm? I always just make up a random anecdote to counter it. So, like, someone will say, my friends got the vaccine and they died. Well, I'll say, oh, well, I have a friend and they got the vaccine and they got superpowers and they lived. Who's correct? I don't know. Now we just have to go to the data, you know? The economy was good in a purple car. Exactly. Yeah. The more fantastical, the better. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the economy was good during Trump. My mom bought a house. The economy was good back then because I had a purple car. Which one was it? Gee, I don't know. Maybe we could like look at some like causative, like stuff. Like what piece of legislation or policy made the economy better? Yeah, where's my built-in 5G, by the way? I'm not magnetic. I'm not cellular by the means of wireless technology. The Jetsons tricked me. I'm definitely somewhat cellular. When the cat scooted his butt on the bed, I won the lottery. Ding, dude. You got to get some butt scooting cats if you want to make big money. Step 1, adopt cats with anal fissures. Step 2, question mark, question mark. Step 3, profit. I wish that was true. Jim and I caught that, yeah. No one profits from anal fissures? I know proctologists that say the contrary. Pickle says he's 6'4", 205. I literally am. Sorry. In fact, let's do this. I'll just show you one of my health apps. Profile, personal details. 6'4", 200 pounds. My current weight's 205 though. Yeah, but Asmongold's a toothless, ratty person. Let's find a picture of me standing next to people. This is me next to my friend who's 6 foot. Asmongold, self-admitted he doesn't shower, and he has a 30-day challenge to take a shower every day. He literally talks about a dead rat in his bedroom that when the sunlight hit it, it acted as an alarm to wake him up because it would start to smell. Asmongold has been on the record saying that he doesn't need facts. He doesn't need to research his opinions because he just knows he's right. It's amazing. Yeah, he's literally the epitome of trust me, bro. Reset gift goal. All right, I got it, y'all. Chat, we are looking for Trump supporters. If you're a Republican or a conservative or a libertarian, hop in the box. Come tell me why you like Trump. We might do a little restart, see what happens. Do cow napping. Alan, you still want ICE gone? You see Spain? You know Spain deported 48,000 of the 50,000 that tried to enter? Thank you for the Corgi Taffy. Thank you, Marika, for the cow nappings. Refugees eating our food. Oh, God.
Hey.
All right. Y'all. All right, new goal, new goal. Sheesh. Y'all are insane. Do I watch Jon Stewart? I love Jon Stewart. I don't watch him habitually, though. Just confirmation bias. Bill Maher's better. Can you check Michigan primary results? Yes. Live election results. We've got Abdul running in 55%. He's whooping the snot out of Haley Stevens. We got Abdul El Sayed 55%, Haley Stevens at 38.8. W, dude. Did you guys see his little music video shindig? I think if Democrats could divorce themselves from identity extremism, the outlook improves. Stain, nobody on the left really does much identity politics. It's the right that, like, their entire platform is casting and projecting identity politics onto us. And we have to, like, defend minority groups. So my favorite question is to ask, like, conservatives, hey, which one of our candidates talks about trans people? It's like fucking none of them. It's none of them. So it's the right who's obsessed with trans people, with migrants, with gay people, all that shit. The fraudocrat party. By the way, chat, Trump just did one of his first sales with the API from Truth Social. He sells an API for $100,000, and what you get is you get Trump's Truth Social posts before they come out. Meaning you get market manipulated or market manipulating information before the public at the cost of $100,000. What happened in Spain was a setup. I agree, Tylenius. I agree. It's insider trading. He's literally, yes, it's like superfans, but if I were to literally monetize insider information in my stock trades with superfans, and if I was the president. So yeah, he's basically selling insider information in the open. California's in more debt than any U.S. state by far. I don't think that's inconsistent with what I said yesterday. They're also by far the highest revenue state. So their GDP is fucking $3.7 trillion. They'd be in a lot of trouble if their GDP was like Wyoming's GDP, but they're 40 million people. So and if they didn't have to pay for every other state to stay above water, they would probably be in much better shape. Thanks for the money tip. Yeah, if you guys want to go do fraud with Trump, possibly open up yourself to being investigated by the next administration, go buy that API, go do some insider training, and you can have like a Martha Stewart-esque trial, I'm sure, in the near future. I think they moved up to 4th in NRC. Thank you, Robert, for the $2. Fauci and MAGA cults. I agree that the anti-Fauci thing is a cult. Yeah, I know, Caroline. Yeah, their deficit is claimed to be zero. They have a $351 billion state budget. But it's between 8 billion and 35 billion annually before that through the end of the decade on average, which is it's nothing. Like, think about the United States, like $30 trillion our GDP. Yeah, 32 trillion. Let's do this. Let's do this. Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Hello?
Hi, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and California fucking offers people stuff, which is dope. We've got the United States, $32.48 trillion GDP. Our debt, I think it's 37 or 36 trillion. California, GDP, $3.7 trillion. Their debt, $300 billion. It's like $358 billion. This is 122%. This is what? Like 15%? Cry harder, MAGA. Cry harder. Your president did this. Your president did this one. Future President Newsom did this. If I could, I would move here next week. If somebody wanted to fund me moving there, I would move there like tomorrow. Let's go. California. Are you really belong in Seattle? Seattle's dope too. Just don't come to the OC. What do we do with Kid Rock? I don't know. We still have a Cecil pre-kick? Yes. Orange counties? All MAGA? Oh. It's 310 billion? I think it's less than 15, right? If it's less than 3, it would be like 9.5-ish. Everybody's bankruptcy, you can make a case for anybody filing bankruptcy for it to be a good move. Trump is a nest of human trafficking, and I think one of his casinos was a nest of Russian money laundering. Yeah, exactly, Lucy. Yeah, but Stain explicitly, his casino was caught doing money laundering for Russians, the Russian mobs. And Capital One closed like 300 of his bank accounts because their money laundering department flagged him for money laundering. Trump is inherently corrupt. That was something they did in 2021. And if they would have said it in 2021, MAGA would have been like, oh, they're just trying to they're just attacking them. But they didn't say a word. They didn't say a peep. Ilhan Omar's Learning Center, that's not even adjudicated yet. And I've got a feeling that's going to be a huge nothing burger. Just like the attacks on the reflecting pool, just like his grand jury that that shut down his attacks on fucking the New York AG, just like his attacks on so many people. Oh man, Comey. They're all just gonna be gone in a little bit. As do all politicians. No, Trump is he's on an island all by himself. The most corrupt of all of them. The most disgusting, self-serving, regressive of all of them. Somebody who's changed our society for the worse. He's got a cult of personality. He's in control of every aspect of politics, and he has done more to affect our elections than any one person, alive or dead. He's done 25% of this country's debt by himself. He sucks. Objectively, fucking sucks. We're in a completely optional war that has fucked up the entire economy of the whole world. It's probably the most destructive human I could think of right now. Chat, let's go ahead and restart the stream, chat. Let's restart, and when you guys come back in, just tap the fuck out of the screen, guys. The more engagement at the beginning, the better. So we'll be right back. I'll see you guys then, all right? Peace out, chat. YouTube, we're going to be chilling. We're going to be chilling. We're going to continue. Dang, 108K likes on that one. That is awesome. Pupkin, let's go. One coin gifties. Let's do it. 1 sec. Oops, not that. Edit. Oh, oh. Cancel. Not that. Not that. Not that. I think I spammed too many lives today. Let's do that. There aren't too many one-can gifties out there. I'm a little worried because they confirmed Blanche. What did they do to Cornyn? What did they do or say to get them to change their mind? What kind of grip does Trump have on these people? That's what scares me, dude. Thank you so much, Taffy. New one? Good lord, y'all. Good lord. Let's do another one. It's probably in the Epstein files too.
Pickle.
Hello, Liam.
How you doing, brother?
Doing great. How are you, bub?
Really, really fantastic. Thanks for asking. Appreciate it. Hey, question for you. I don't think I've ever asked you this topic, but you seem to me like you'd be a pro-choice kind of a person. Is that true? Could I hold that stance that you would be pro-choice and not pro-life?
Yep.
Can I ask you a pretty cool hypothetical?
Sure.
Bernie Sanders in his prime or Jesse Jackson in his prime, who would you abort?
Who would I abort?
You could only pick one, yeah.
I would abort both of them because I don't feel like giving birth to anybody.
Yeah, and you don't have a womb unless you think biological males can actually, have children. Let's stick with the hypothetical and actually engage Snowflake.
I am.
Okay.
I would abort both of them.
Assuming that you had the button, okay, to push, and you had to push the button, one of them was going to be unalived, with or without you having the womb or carrying these fetuses, okay? You were God. Assuming,
I would abort,
again,
I would abort
that
Bernie Sanders.
You would abort Bernie Sanders?
Yeah.
Sanders?
Hmm?
You know what you did?
What did I do?
You kept the child that was a product of rape. How does that sound, Pickles?
And then I would abort it as well.
You kept Jesse Jackson, whose mother was raped at 16, and kept Jesse Jackson.
Well, I don't see how this really.
Wow. Do you see how this pro-choice, pro-life conversation kind of really gets deep and actually is
I don't
like,
think you
well,
really
there's
did
a
anything. I don't really think
I
you
did a
any.
lot, dude. I did a lot. Your entire chat is biting their fingernails and crapping themselves right now. Okay.
No, don't think so, Liam.
Yep. They just crapped and sat back in on it and went, "Oh God, it's Liam again. Who's allowing him to come up here and speak? Isn't he perma-banned?" Yeah, we heard all of it. He likes men. He's just saying this because he's into men. Yeah, we know it all, dude. We know all the projection. We know all the lies.
Liam, stop jerking yourself off there, guy. Do you want to have an actual pro-life, pro-choice conversation?
I just had one with you. I made you make a choice, and you just pick the child.
That was a binary choice.
Yeah. So you could know. This is what the problem here is. You guys always go to 5-year-olds that are raped or whatever this nonsense might be when there's 73 million abortions a year. But what I just did
73
worldwide, 73 million ABs.
All right.
Oh, darn it. Oh, I know in your little bubble in Starbucks. How many are in Starbucks weekly? I don't know. I'm talking worldwide, bro.
Liam, give me your best fetus like impersonation.
What did you make, like $5 and you're
Because we just aborted you. Shout out to Lee. Thank you for the abortion, Lee. We love you, Lee. And Jim and I, please stand by.
So when do you think human life begins?
At conception.
Fertilization?
Sure, yeah.
Pickles, if you could abort RC or Liam, which one would you abort?
I would abort them both twice. I would stop the heartbeat. I would bring it back to life, and then I would abort it again.
Would you abort yourself right now?
Thought about it. Been real close to it.
That's a good answer. Hey, I was going to ask RC if you wanted to pick up where Liam left off there. It's a little sloppy seconds for you. If you could abort Hitler or Stalin, which one would you abort?
So, are we gonna? I'm ignoring these juvenile female questions. So, do you want to actually like explain why pro-choice is the better position?
If you want this one, you can have it.
If human life it begins at the point of fertilization, why is it okay?
Nobody wants this one. Not even RC's mom wanted this. You need to answer my hypothetical. It wasn't a juvenile female question. It was Liam's question, more or less. Flipped up the script a little bit.
If you were more attractive, I'd kind of take your disrespect a little more, I guess. Like I could understand, like at least you're pretty.
What?
But
Gemini is smoking hot.
Aw, stop it. You're
shitty RC as an incel. I don't think you have room here to talk.
I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna be a disrespectful female, at least be attractive.
No one's buying it, RC.
Yeah. Turns out women don't care whether you find us attractive or not.
I mean, that's all you got.
'Cause we don't find you attractive.
You don't. That's okay. I'd rather you females in this generation find me ugly and repulsive. Stay away from me. It makes my life
Done.
better.
Done.
Thank you. I don't have to deal with all the lies, deceit, the childlike behavior, the entitlement. I'm good.
You're
The
really
gold
gonna
digging.
follow up Liam's fucking charade that he just
Well,
put
I was
on with
trying to
calling
talk to
us
you about-
childish.
Abortion, and then you brought her up, the fake blondie up.
This is what am I doing?
It's died. You can tell it's died.
This is what I do. You know that anytime somebody talks abortion on my channel, I bring up a woman, so that we're not in this dystopian world that y'all have created where two men are discussing the rights of a different class of people.
Well, we're defending the right of the human life inside of her. That's not her body.
Yeah, and
So it's
our
not-
position is defending the autonomy of the person that.
Classic female entitlement, by the
So why
way.
don't you
Entitlement to
bring-
equal protection under the law. Typical women, am I right?
Yeah, you brought up a woman. First, you don't even know how to define a woman, which is funny. You say you brought up a woman. You're correlating woman with female. Because obviously that's what a woman is, but you're gonna no, it's not.
Sure.
How do you know that Gemini is not a male?
Pick a lane, pick a topic.
I don't know.
Feels kind of
It's
pivoty.
giving trans man right now.
I need a
little
neck
bit.
brace for this type of whiplash, RC. Can we stay
Yep.
on topic?
It's given running.
Well, I was talking to you about abortion, and then you brought a trans woman up because I mean, like, I don't know. You
Keeps
needed a
thinking he's
token.
insulting me. And none of these things are insults.
Well, you believe trans women are women, so it shouldn't be an insult. 'cause
Exactly,
It's the
it's
same
not.
thing.
That's my
So,
point.
so you're a trans woman.
Sure,
Yeah, so it's the same thing as a woman.
sure.
Oh, Elon, if you can hear me, build Starship quicker so we can ship these people into space. Please, Elon, if you can hear me, please. Build it quicker. We need to put you in there with all your minority friends. Poof! off the planet. The minority liberals, the conservative minorities, I
What is
don't
he
care.
talking about?
The minority liberals and you can just go in the one big rocket ship and just space.
What the fuck is he talking about? Is
We don't
anyone
want you
tracking this?
here anymore. We don't want you here.
You know, aren't
You
you
make
guys gonna
life
be
worse.
raptured soon anyway, dude? Isn't Jesus gonna come save you with magic?
You understand not all Christians believe in rapture.
I don't know what version of fantasy novel you believe in, dude.
Okay, right. Talking about fantasy novels, why do women read smut that romanticize rape and sexual assault? Because Gemini was defending that. You were defending women reading about
I am a
rape.
big 1A girly myself. I thought that you were into the First Amendment too.
I'm in First yeah,
Okay,
I
right.
support.
So that you don't believe in thought crimes, right? And aborted. I like
Gemini
how you
looks like the popular girl in a 90s movie. RC
Oh.
looks like a claymation character on Celebrity Deathmatch. Abort. W. Georgia's in the chat. Very well said.
You said Georgia? W.
Yes, Georgia. Sweet, sweet Georgia.
I like how you kind of coughed and aborted at the same time there. That's how it's done, you know? Just like,
Some people pee when they sneeze. Some people get aborted.
listen, and we don't judge. We are not here to judge. What the fuck does he think he's doing? Golly. He seems to value life once it's more than a clump of cells, but he does not have a clump of brain cells to put together. That's just so special. Oh, golly. The gentle parenting struggle.
Literally, the fucking MAGA Ginyu squad is the first fucking group of people I get when I turn on my stream.
Gosh, they just think they have such gotcha. I loved Liam too. Which one would you abort? Okay, well, which one would you abort? Hitler or Stalin? Still like to know his response to that.
Look,
Be a
chat.
fucking monster not to do that.
Chat, we got Splinter, we've got RC, and we've got Liam right here. This is perfect. This is the Ginyu squad.
Excuse me.
This is so perfect. I was thinking about this earlier today. John Stone? I don't know. This is definitely this is Hoodie. This is Hoodie right here. Not that John Stone, different John Stone, by the way. Yeah, there's a cool John Stone and then there's a Christian Ninja. Oh, this is yeah, that's Popcorn. Who gets to be the leader though? Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
No, but I believe that.
Eek. Why does John Stone avoid your live now? I think he likes me. I have dude, guys, I am just I've got like a 13th degree black belt in honey dicking, and I think a lot of these MAGA forces like me. I feel like my kung fu is just too strong. Cecil's their leader. Cecil, you can be in there. If there was a 6th member of the Ginyu squad, you'd be in there. Vote Republican for change. That makes no sense, John Deere. Republicans are conservative. They conserve. Do I believe in God? No. David? David's like fucking... I don't even know. Does Napa have a brother? Yes, I'm not in the weird religious thing where you believe in like fantasy and magic. But yeah, I'm not really... Not MAGA. Not susceptible to authoritarianism. Vegeta? Dude, nobody get... In fact, I was thinking about this dynamic earlier. Splinter came in and he tried to like little bro me. And the truth is, Splinter is Nappa, and I'm Vegeta. Like, I am the Prince Saiyan without the, like, cocky attitude, with the brains. Splinter's Nappa. Splinter is the big goofball brute. Rich, poor. Ooh. I don't know. I don't know. He's Krillin. He would have an android girlfriend. Oh! Oh! No! Oh, shit. I'm developing a cocky attitude? Yeah, no. It might be meds. Might be my meds. Oh, shit. Oh, we've got to do. You know, how many likes would that get on TikTok? What if I made like Dragon Ball Z comparisons to some of these like common debate talk like villains? You become Republican when you realize Democrats are low-tier males. There's a loneliness epidemic that's mostly on the right, and I'd argue, yeah, we're masculinity and sexism is just one of the tenets that goes into fascism. So I guess, that's perfect. You guys want to believe that? That's perfect. Your Yamcha, that's YOU''RE. You are. That's a conjunction. And I think I'm just. I don't know. I think I'm Gohan. Carhartt donated Trump's campaign. Carhartt enforced the vaccine mandate in their factories. So, kind of based. I thought you guys hated Carhartt. I'm Piccolo. Ooh, dang, that's badass. Masculinity should be embraced and not feared. I think masculinity is oppressive and toxic in every form. Belta male. The DBZ, I know. Tough guy alpha masculinity is oppressive. That's not the masculinity I mean. I think all masculinity is oppressive. I don't think you can really dissociate the two. Which MAGA person is Frieza? I don't want to give anybody those traits. Like, Frieza was malicious and evil, but Frieza was also smart and voiced by a woman in American version. Frieza's Mike Johnson. Yeah. Yeah. I would say Frieza is like Elon Musk or Peter Thiel. Nancy Pelosi's Frieza. Oh, wow. Chad, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Oh, I didn't mean to. Yeah, sorry, I'm just filling up my bathtub.
Sounds like he's ready for a good debate. Not here, though. Guys, anybody else have their bathtub fired up, ready to... Biden is Master Roshi? Dude, that's a compliment. If I bet Biden would teach me how to Kamehameha for a fucking ice cream cone. That's not bad for Biden, dude. Bernie's a better Master Roshi. Who is Cell? I don't know. I feel like we're giving. Oh fuck. I would say Mitch McConnell will sell because that motherfucker just won't die. Oh fuck. Oh no. Oh shit. Oh no. Ah, fuck. I cracked myself up, dude. Cow napping is still a winner. We're going to cow napping again. Not one though. Hold on. Broly? Fuck. Tomorrow's a day? Ooh. Kyrgyz Yamcha. Oh. Oof. Chat, we're looking for Trump supporters. If you're a Republican or conservative or libertarian or whatever the fuck, your brain's not good, hop on the box. Tell me why you are that way. Android 19. Whatever. Hello, you a Trump supporter?
Hey, how's it going? I voted for Trump.
Cool. What do you like about Trump?
How you doing? So, I just like to say something. You asked the question, how is it that us Trump supporters are the way we are? I'm a big time MAGA, okay? I regret my vote. I really, really regret my vote. I mean, I'm not that stupid to see what the hell this administration is doing. You know, time after time, they're not even doing anything for us. They're just behind the scenes bullshitting around and trying to make as much money and trying to bring in whoever they can. It's disgusting to me. This isn't the way the US should be ran. You know, and then now he's got, I mean, like the transparency bill, right? Donald signed off on it, but Blanche refuses to release the rest of the files. And then now he puts him in a position that he's got more power. I mean, come on, guys. If you MAGA people can't see this, you guys are fucking idiots. It's just unreal to me. It's just unreal. I think what it is it's all about them wanting to be better than the Democrats. That's all it is. They don't care about what's going on. They just want to be, ooh, look at us, you know. I mean, it's all about Democrats and Republicans, you know, and they'll do whatever they can to make excuses for daddy, you know. I won't do that. There is no way I'm going to do that. You know what changed my mind? When they started unaliving citizens on the street with no investigation, And then Vance comes up and says, all the ICE agents have complete immunity.
Yeah.
That's what fucked me.
Yeah.
And then he turns back around and says, "Oh, I didn't mean it like that." Shut the fuck up. You knew what the fuck you mean. You know, and MAGA people are like, "Oh, he didn't mean it like that. He said he didn't mean." They're a bunch of liars in there, man. They get caught saying stupid shit, which is really true, and then they want to back down and crawl into their little holes again. It's just unreal.
I agree.
So I
Thanks for-
just don't want to be a part of this. I do not want to be a part of this anymore, because I tell you what, this is gonna be written down in history, you know. And when my grandkids, when they're sitting on my lap, and you know, I can honestly say, you know, I tried my best, and I wasn't a part of that evil fucking. I don't know. It just disgusts me. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's all I have to say.
All right. Thanks for coming up, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, you a Trump supporter?
Hey, Pickles.
I'll debate your fucking ass in a bathtub. If all you got's water sounds, we're gonna have to go a little further, bro. Yeah. I'll fucking debate your ass, dude. MAGA, get yourself a nice little a bath bomb. Get you know, put rose petals on the top of the water if you need to. Put some salts in there. Do what you gotta do. If that makes you comfortable, if that makes you come out and tell me what's going on, get a nice glass of chillable red Franzia wine, since that's probably all you can afford right now, and hop on the box. Or a toaster shit. I just got mail. I'll be right back. God damn. It's just dumb luck. MAGA was not right about anything about C19. They died really, really hard. Guys, we have a package. And Chad, if you're a Trump supporter, you want to debate, hop in the box. Until then, we're gonna open some packages. Some of it might be a little personal. I got nothing to hide. our first box. What's up, Valentine? Ooh. We got peptides. We got a few peptides. Just copper for skin. It's good for your skin. Just a little bit of copper peptide serum. Y'all should check it out. What else we got? Fleshlight. I don't need one of those. What is this? Did someone buy me this? Do I have a PO box? I share mine. Wow. You gotta run through the dishwasher before you do something like that. I think Jin sent me some gifts. So I want to give a big shout out, guys. I do have an Amazon wish list. And if you're trying to send me a personal gift, and you've been around for a while, I will trust you with my PO box. But yeah, I think someone sent me. I think it's cologne. I think it's cologne. This is Sung. Give it a smell. Sung by Alfred Sung. Smells delicious. It's an oldie. Wow. Sung, Alfred Sung. Very classic. Frank Sinatra, I bet, smelled like that. What's this? Oh. These are personal. These are personal. Yeah, we're not sharing that. All right, what else? That's another personal one. This is not going good.
It's on.
Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
My friend is.
Okay. How old are you and your friend?
I'm 19 and my friend's 18.
All right. Is he around?
He is right next to me.
I'm right here.
All right. What do you like about Trump?
I'm gonna cut like be straightforward. I'm kind of 50-50 on the guy, but it also just depends on like politics in general. I mean, to be fair, there hasn't been a good politician that's been in office in a long ass time. But
what are you basing that opinion on? Like,
I'm just basing it off of like what we've just seen throughout the course of history, honestly. Regardless of political party.
Like, I think you would have a hell of a like thing to make a like. I can say Obama and Biden. I like some of the things they did. Neither of them were perfect. Obama, I think, was a great leader, great orator. Like, kept the country together. I think generally gave people like a positive outlook on the United States, and we felt a little more united. I think he did great for the economy. He got us out of a really bad recession. Made a ton of jobs. We had the longest like span of like job growth in like 72 months in like decades and decades. There's a lot of things you could say. I don't think like so. I feel like that automatically just kind of breaks that whole line of thought where you can just say, "Oh, we haven't really had a good politician." Like, what are you like basing that off? Are you saying like the economy, or are you just saying like you want like a strong man personality or something?
I feel like, yeah, the strong man part definitely, especially, kind of just puts it into view. Um, I'm really like tired. My friend just put me on like off the bat. I was completely unaware of this debate.
Yeah, he's not the best at debating, but I think Trump sucks as well.
W. This is what I would say to like your idea of Trump being a strong man. Like I think Trump is a weak man's version of a strong man. I think that people who look up to somebody who like lashes out, people who criticize him, somebody who deeply cares about his image. I think that is a flaw in a person. I feel like somebody who would go on a tweet tirade. There's been times where he's tweeted 40 times in one night, crying about a picture someone painted of him in the capital of Colorado. Like stupid shit like that. I don't think that spells out to me strongman. Somebody who has to like blatantly lie about things to win political points. Like I don't know if you're aware of like the reflecting pool thing where he's demonized one of our own Olympians and accused him like arbitrarily, just like straight up lied. Like this, he said that this guy took a knife and cut like 350-foot gash in the pool. Didn't back it with any video evidence, even though there's 24-hour video monitoring of the reflection pool. His own prosecutor dropped these charges recently, along with like 3 other people that were accused wrongfully of damaging the reflecting pool. I think that takes a deeply troubled man, not a strong man.
I mean, the thing with the reflecting pool, I could see his attempt on like trying to do something good, like refurbishing the pool. It was going to be a disaster anyways. Even I kind of saw it because, the paint in there is going to decay either way, regardless of, all the other crap with the algae accusations and all of that, which, everything's controversial.
I mean, I don't disagree with you that it's like a hard project, but the way you react, like if you can't own up to mistakes, I think that's a huge shortcoming. That doesn't mean you're a strong man. Like if Obama came out and he fucked up the renovation, and Obama did a renovation on the reflection pool, and it was successful.
Yeah, but I think where the comparison like comes to contrast is that Obama spent more money on the reflection pool project back then compared to Trump's $3 million proposal. Which
Trump's thing was 13 million, and Obama had to do the entire foundation. It wasn't just a paint job. The pool was sinking into the ground.
Yeah.
So I have a quick question. So of course with Trump in right now, it's not the most ideal situation at all, and of course what he's been doing has kind of been disastrous for the US in basically every way. So for, I guess you can say, everyone in American politics right now, who do you think is our best option for the next election?
There's a few people I would say. I really like John Ossoff. I really like Andy Bashir. I really like Pete Buttigieg. I really like AOC. Really like. I wish Ron Mondani could go. I don't know. James Tallarico. I might. I don't know. James Tallarico might need a few years in the Senate, but I think somebody who isn't so insecure that they need to make nicknames for every one of their opponents. Somebody who doesn't say controversial things to win political points that causes our country to like divide. And I think that's easy. If you look at anybody on the left, I don't think that's really a common thing for us. In fact, the people that we've seen do that on the left don't make it very far. Like, I love Jasmine Crockett. I think Jasmine Crockett's great. But she said some things that were not the most tasteful things.
Uh-huh.
And she didn't make it far. Like, she lost her primary versus James Salarico, and she said things that like alluded to making fun of Texas's governor Greg Abbott for being in a wheelchair. Like, it kind of just doesn't come off great with some people. I think that speaks volumes for our voter base on the left. Like, I think that on the right, if you were that antagonistic and if you had no problem punching down on disabled people, you would go pretty freaking far. I think that's the difference between two parties.
Yeah, well, I completely agree with you. And I think, at least in the modern era with social media and, how far the media can reach around the world, a lot of it, of getting, favoring in politically is honestly through shock factor is a huge thing. And I believe with Trump saying all these controversial things, it kind of it gets him somehow a lot of favorability, which it doesn't make sense to me. But I believe he grasped a lot of the people that are uneducated, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And just being controversial, which sucks, can actually help you a lot currently.
Yeah. Gets you media clicks. It gets you, like, when he was in a debate with Kamala. Kamala absolutely won that debate, and I think that, like, the most effective things that we need in politics and in policy, they're not sexy, they're not controversial, they're not like, it's like, oh, I'm gonna build 3 million homes. Trump said that they're eating the cats and the dogs, and that's what people saw pop in and out of their For You page and their social media day in and day out after that that debate. And that is what gets you notoriety. It's like Nancy Mace doing the pearl clutching about trans people and being very extremely, like, derogatory against like an already minority, like, marginalized group. That gets you clicks and views.
Yeah.
Is she worth her fucking salt? Probably not. She fucking sucks ass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know you listed earlier people currently in politics who you would favor for the next election, but in terms of policy, what are your biggest, like, how should I say this? Like, what do you
Believe in.
like what do you prefer most policy wise?
I'm a social democrat, but first and foremost, before this, like, I was just a liberal, and I think objectively, if you were to not know anything about politics and you were to just, like, go discover or look at the track record of both parties, you can see how they manage the debt, how they manage the economy, how they manage job growth, how they manage all these other things without introducing social wedge issues like bullshit, like gay people or people of color or black people. You can cut through all that noise and just look at the economics. The left wins every time. It's not even close. It's not even a competition. Like Mike Tyson and a baby in the same ring. The left just absolutely beats the fucking piss out of the right. So I would lean left on those terms. And everything else is icing on the cake. I think the left does a lot of things for marginalized groups, does a lot of things for people in poverty. Those also have good outcomes. And being a social democrat, I think that it's important for us to focus a lot on those welfare programs because they reduce crime, they reduce child hunger, like things that actually matter. If I pay taxes, I want them to fucking, like, go towards things that I deem important, not missiles for, like, killing people. I would rather it feed somebody.
Benefit, like, society.
Yeah.
Completely, not just spending money on international wars that we don't need.
Yeah.
So yeah, I completely agree with you, and I have one more question before I head off. How do you view the rise in democratic socialism in the United States?
I think it's great. I think it's fine. I think it's a much needed pendulum swing to the left. I think every country that outmodes us in economics has this style of economics.
Yeah. Hi. Well, I appreciate it for letting me on the live, man. It was good talking with you.
Anytime, dude. Thanks for calling in, bro.
Sounds good. Yep. Catch ya.
Shove. Chat, follow the stream if you enjoy these types of debates. We do them all the time. Also, I want to give a shout out to Jen, who sent my mother some fucking comforter set, a bedding set. Thank you so much, Jen. You're probably gonna watch this replay later. I love you. Thank you so much. And again, if you guys want to send me something to a PO box, message me on TikTok or on Discord, and I can set it up. If I trust you, I'll set it up. If you're some random person, I won't. Don't send me fucking anthrax. Democratic Socialist versus Social Democrat. Okay. One of the two is further left. Democratic. Okay, so I'm actually I'm a DS. I'm a Democratic Socialist. We'll put a pin in that. Our left wing is considered their far right. That is, I agree with that. Someone says, debate me, Scout. If you can get more followers, that'd be great. I'm not trying to have interactions with a certain person. And I am being very picky about who I bring in. So social democrats want heavily regulate and reform capitalism to fund a strong welfare states. That's what I am. While democratic socialists aim to completely move past capitalism and replace it with a system where workers control the economy. The big movement right now, I believe, is the DSA, Democratic Socialist. I am somewhat for operating within capitalism with a strong welfare state. That's what I'm for. I think that some of the things that the Democratic Socialists are for are great. I am even behind some of them. And I'm in fact behind most of the people in the DSA. But some of their founding principles, they're hard to justify. They're hard for me to defend. And I welcome anybody left of me to be in politics. In fact, if you're a fucking communist, I want you in politics. I need the Overton window. I would love for the Overton window to shift left. Is it me? Right now, the Overton window has zeroed out to the right. We are literally as far right as you can possibly go. And if you don't agree with me, hop in the box. Tell me one policy that would make your party further right. You can't. You can't name a policy. Every single policy that you guys want is as far right as you can go. Period. We need communists to balance it. I agree. Yeah. In fact, I can't defend not being communists. I can't defend some of the people. Anybody who's left of me is more likely more well read on politics and history, and more well read on social advocacy. What is an America revolt? I don't know. What's up, Bread Taker?
How's it going?
Going good.
I was just listening to you talk about social democracy and democratic socialism.
Mhm.
I wanted to ask you, I mean, have you looked into worker cooperatives as a form of workers owning the means of production, or at least a type of way you could do that?
Yeah.
How do you feel about them?
They do great, don't they?
Yeah. No, I'm curious. So would you support having like a tax model that would incentivize worker cooperatives?
Yeah.
Okay. So on some level, I mean, wouldn't that make you more of a democratic socialist?
Sure. Sure. And I don't think I don't think any person can align perfectly with like one style of politics. Like,
Yeah.
I talk to Republicans every day that are pro-choice, or the only thing they like about it is their obsession over the border.
Yeah, that's very true. I just think Democrats don't talk a lot about workers in the relationship with the means of production. It doesn't. It's not really a central policy. I mean, obviously DSA mentions it every once in a while, but I think in general it's antithetical to the sort of like capitalist nature of the Democratic Party. Um, do you think that it should be talked more about in the Democratic Party?
Um, like I think that cooperatives, they can and do exist right now. Like you can go make a company right now and have it be a co-op. There's nothing really standing your way. But like you said, tax incentives or subsidies would be cool. I don't think it's at the top of anyone's list because the outcomes would simply be like ethical and not like a metric that you can brag about.
I think that's true on some level. Like I think, the argument for worker cooperatives, right, is sort of based on democracy and equality. But I think that's a good argument. I think there's something to be said that if we're going to democratize our political system, why should we not have a democratized mode of production where people are able to vote on leaders and are entitled to a share of profits? But I think on some level for people, like, they would appreciate that. Like, they would appreciate being able to benefit from their labor directly instead of, sort of arbitrary policies like the Democratic Party often advocates for, like, oh, we're going to raise the minimum wage, we're going to do things like that, which, on some level are probably good. But like in terms of an actual long-term, like pragmatic solution for working people to feel like, oh, they're actually able to, have influence over what they do in their daily lives and like they're actually integrated into this corporate structure that they go to, 40 or 50 hours a week. I feel like there could be absolutely a benefit of the Democratic Party trying to advocate for more worker cooperatives.
I don't really have that much of a criticism. Like the two choices are like the Republicans who like fucking suck like at every aspect of the economy, and then Democrats who are generally like way better at managing the budget, creating jobs, and everything I've listed in the conversation we've had before. So like having a criticism of why they don't do something like super ethical that they can't really brag about with metrics, it's not really a criticism I hold too high.
Do you know what the ratchet effect is?
What is it?
We've seen the meme. Well, if you look it up, it's this idea that basically the Democratic Party prevents the Overton window to be shifted to the left, but the right essentially allows the Overton window to constantly shift to the right. So what happens is there's this sort of effect where we're trapped in this centrist far right policy because the Democratic Party in general the country is as we've talked about, is co-opted by corporations and by the political elite who would rather have fascism or rather have far right policies than far left.
I would say it's not even as deep as that. I would say that the Electoral College, money in politics, and things like the Senate is what keeps us from progressing as much as we should. So like the state of Wyoming having 2 senators, that is fucked. That is dumb. I think that's fucking stupid. That is an over and I heard RTP kind of do the numbers on this the other day, but we have 2 senators from California, 2 senators from Wyoming. Wyoming's 500K in population. California's fucking 40 million. And those 2 senators count just as much as the 20 million apiece in California. That is something that keeps meaningful progress from happening. Same thing with the Electoral College. There's 2 accounts in my lifetime where the popular vote did not yield the presidency. It was overwhelmingly popular vote in regards to anti-Bush and anti-Trump. And those 2 things alone would have stopped us from this insane regression that has been brought by those 2 presidents.
Yeah, I mean, I think the issue is, and the obvious point of contention that we've already had is that, I talk to people who live in France and live in England and Italy, and I talk about our current political system. What are like the options in terms of voting for the left and how the Democratic Party operates? And there is just this sense that because it's one giant, party that is dependent on a lot of donors directly to the party and through super PACs and things like that, like it's just the same issues that end up being reiterated in the Democratic Party That's also reiterating the Republican Party as well. It's just that the Republican Party is comfortable working with fascism because fascism serves capital, while the Democratic Party is not comfortable working with working with socialism because socialism attacks capital. And the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, once again, need capital, need capitalists in order to maintain power. They're sort of dependent on the same route. It's the same funneling, but the issue with the Democratic Party,
that would
ratchet effect.
That would immediately just go away if we did away with like Citizens United and if we put caps on the amount of funding you can use to run for presidency and for campaigns and stuff. I think that alone would like remove the incentive for corporations to come in and like buy a presidency. It takes like $2 billion to run for president in a meaningful way right now.
Absolutely. And we should have publicly funded elections, right? Like things like that could absolutely be a benefit. But there is such a huge gap between the way the Democratic politicians operate and what a lot of Democratic voters want. And that's partially because we're coming out of that neoliberal era, right, of like Clinton and Obama. But there is still a major gap. I mean, you just look at policies like Israel, right? I'm assuming you're pro-Palestine. I don't know if we got into that.
Mm-hmm.
But there is this like massive gap between the Democratic establishment and Democratic voters on Israel and on corporate funding of elections and on insider trading, or not insider trading, but congressional members of Congress trading, right? Stocks. Like there's a lot of these gaps between these voters and the heads of the Democratic Party. And there has to be some sort of like major reform in the Democratic Party, in my mind, where we have to start like, I don't know. I think we have to start rejecting a lot of the corporate Democrats right now. I think that's sort of a necessary process in order to move forward. Like I think Pete Buttigieg and I think like Andy Bashir, like a lot of those Democrats, even if they have good rhetoric and they might be electable, we have to eventually embrace like moving more to the left and actually meeting people where they're really at, like everyday people, like voters who want fundamental change.
Sure, I agree. I still like. I think what I said also stands true. Like, no matter how sexy and awesome some of these policies are, they don't really beat fascist rhetoric. They don't beat the insane. They're eating their cats and the dogs, or that they're poisoning the blood of the country. That kind of shit just goes on repeats in people's social media. And nothing like, hey, here's like this algorithm we figured out to make homes cheaper or some shit. Nobody's gonna give a flying fuck about that.
But that's kind of what Kamala Harris was running on. Like, she was pushing like that $20,000, tax credit for first home buyers, the child tax credit. Like, those are sort of the arbitrary things that people hear and are kind of like, yeah, but it doesn't address the fundamental issues. Like these weird like technical policies that people aren't going to directly connect with. What people want is healthcare. People want is education. They want something direct. They want something to be like, oh, you're going to give us that?
No, like they don't want education. Like it took one sentence to convince half of America that cutting the Department of Education was this brilliant idea. Like I don't think so, man. I don't know.
I don't think people even care about that shit, honestly. I really don't. I think that with Trump, the biggest thing is that people were convinced that he was a change agent, that he was going to actually, even if they thought his statements were stupid or controversial, they were like, okay, well, he's going to fight for us. He's going to do something about these issues. And the problem is the Democratic Party keeps putting on people who are agents of change. And that's the ratchet effect that I'm talking about. In 2016, it obviously should have been Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump. If the ratchet effect wasn't real, that's obviously what should have happened. But that's not, because it's very clear the Democratic establishment wanted Hillary Clinton to be the nominee, whether it's because they thought she was safer, or I think more likely because she served corporate interests. They wanted her to be the nominee. And that ratchet effect is what brought us to this stage of fascism.
Sure. I don't know. I'm also very fuzzy on because my entry into politics was years after the Bernie thing, so I get the gist of kind of what happens, but I also find it very arbitrary. Of like, this happened now 10 years ago, and I think that even even Kamala and Biden were progressive in nature. They were progressive.
I agree.
I just don't feel like they had the funding, and they had to operate within a time of like worldwide pandemic.
Yeah, so I was actually I got into politics because of the 2016 election. I was around like 13 years old, and so I was very very invested in the outcome, right? And so I'm not sure if you've read this article, but Donna Brazil wrote a political article, and she used to be the head of the DNC, or she was like the vice chair of the DNC. I would recommend reading this on stream if you're curious. It's very interesting. And so after the 2016 election, Donna Brazil wrote this article essentially describing how the Clinton campaign had complete control over the finances of the DNC. They had complete control over how a lot of the DNC operated during that primary. And I mean, if you were around then, it was so obvious. Like a lot of the mainstream media clearly was backing Clinton. I mean, the questions they would ask Clinton versus the questions they would ask Sanders, like extremely antagonistic. And Clinton got way more television time than Bernie did. And I agree that I think Biden recognized that and tried to change it. But I still think at the core of the Democratic Party, they didn't actually want to resolve that issue. And I see somebody said that she won the popular vote, and that is true that she won the popular vote. But the biggest issue is that she didn't speak to people who felt like the country had failed them, and a lot of that was in the industrial heartland, in Michigan, in Wisconsin, which is where Bernie spoke to a lot. But yeah, you're welcome to respond to that.
You might be right on some of that. I don't really contest that too much, but again, I don't know. I don't think this justifies the presence of. I don't think this justifies the presence of fascism. And again, like we're kind of glazing over the fact that the Electoral College is what did this. Like, I don't think there's any other developed country on earth that does something like the Electoral College.
Yeah.
And it definitely, I think, is like number one in keeping us regressed. Like I could care fucking less about where people's feet are planted when they vote. You just pointed to like Michigan and all this stuff. I think it's completely arbitrary. I think it's completely. If more people wanted Hillary as president, that's what matters. I don't feel like she should go and have to placate to a group of voters whose vote counts more for some reason. I think that's regressive.
I agree. I mean, I'm against the Electoral College. I think it's problematic, but also you have to consider like when they are campaigning, like that's what they were thinking about. They were trying to play into the Electoral College. So like, yeah, she won the popular vote, but also Trump was going to those states with less people because he knew that if he won Michigan and Wisconsin, like he was going to be able to get those votes in the Electoral College. You know what I'm saying? So like the popular vote is more of a consequence of like how they decided to campaign in the first place. There's a world where Trump could have gotten the popular vote in 2016, but obviously his strategy was to prioritize the Midwest. But the point is that, I think this is my criticism, as I've already brought up to you and actually brought up to Parker today. Like my criticism of a lot of the streamers is that they don't actually address the fundamental issues of why Trump exists in the first place. And the Electoral College is obviously problematic, but I think that it's time that us, as people who want to advocate for some kind of populist policy, start coming forward instead of being anti-Trump. We're like, no, we actually have real solutions that'll help working class people.
I think every time Democrats have ran, they actually did have like real policy and real things, and that they are 100% more effective in every aspect, like I keep mentioning. So I don't know. I don't think that's as important as some of these like systemic issues. So
yeah, that's just the point of contention. But I'm gonna go to bed anyways. But I would recommend reading that article, whether on your own or on stream, because it was a huge divide at the time, and I think some of the remnants of that divide are starting to come up again with the rise of DSA and the Democratic Party in the center left. So it's a Politico article written by Donna Brazil, where she essentially wrote about how the DNC was co-opted by the Clinton campaign during the 2016 election. Your choice, but I do think it's informative in understanding, you know, what's going to happen in the next few years when as DSA candidates pop up. When we're looking at like Haley Stevens and, you know, what's going on with Mamdani and those kinds of things. It's very interesting. But anyways, I'm gonna go. But thanks for talking.
All right, man. Take it easy. I think he said you too. Harris had amazing policies leading up to the election. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, she could have had perfect policies. Like, literally perfect. They could have been further left. They could have been anything, and it wouldn't have mattered. I don't think it would have mattered. Hello, are you a Trump supporter? You can come back up. Come back up if you're a real guest. People are victims of their algorithm. I think that's a good. That's a good point too. Like, lies on the internet, especially lies and sensationalist bullshit, make it much further into people's feed than just the simple, correct, like, policy positions to have. I think it's much easier to be like, they're aborting babies 2 weeks after birth. I'm going to talk about that. MAGA's going to talk about that. Families are going to divorce over that statement. And then, somebody else going, I think abortion should be protected. It's not going to go that far. It's like, yeah, duh. Victims of Algorithms is a new band name. It sounds like a Black Mirror episode. I got divorced for less. By the way, chat, I do have a Cash App Venmo in my bio. If you guys are trying to support me, it's one of the best ways to do it. Even if you want to buy me a coffee or a forehead kiss, we hand those out sometimes. Also, I think we might be coming up on the time where I'm going to be doing maybe one more debate, and then we're going to go into superfan only chat. So if you guys are going to want to be able to chat, you're going to have to become a superfan. We're doing capitalism in this motherfucker. Because we have to. So, if you guys want to be a super fan, it immediately makes your awesomeness go from here all the way up here. Way up here. Sometimes off all the way up here. I think it's strange the Heritage Foundation was an advocate for single payer house. Yeah. Current leading outcome is Abdullah say yes. He's definitely gonna win. He had 55% already. That whoa, what? He's now at 51%, and Haley Stevens at 45. 23% of the votes are in though. Are they calling it yet? You're all good. You're all good. Go Abdul. It's not called yet. Oh yeah, Superfan also gets you interesting gym views. We did a Superfan only stream today, and it was at the gym, and it got hot. Would you listen to song requests if I became a super fan? Actually, I might do that. I might do that, actually. I might do that. In fact, I'm going to turn off the YouTube stream when we do Superfan Only chat, and we'll listen to some music. We'll do that. You know what? That would be a fantastic thing. We can do superfan only jukebox. And just have free jukebox. That would be sick, dude. My 40-second dream stream preview was a tease. Sorry about it. Sorry about it. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to commit to doing that tonight. We'll do that. We will do a jukebox stream tonight. I'm going to I'll do 1 hour. Do 1 hour superfan only jukebox stream. Oh my god, Lauren. Somebody gift Lauren, poor Lauren, a superfan. What's a superfan again? Ah! Heather Rutger with the superfan. Let's go! Sorry, I just fucking doxed you because I'm stupid. Blurred Bird, thank you. Let's go, baby. Let's go! Why doesn't that show up in my fucking feed? Cecil became a super fan. Cecil, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Okay, perfect. Did I get that wrong, or is it your middle name? With the whale diving from Sean. Dude, thank you so much. Dang, dude, the whale diving's insane. Thank you. That's one of the bigger gifts. Oh, okay. Oh my god. You had me at music. Oh my god. April with the super fan! Guys, we found the kryptonite. It's music night. You guys are wild. We still get to kick Cecil. Superfan doesn't exempt him. I want your Carhartt cat collection. I love my Carhartt hats. And I love that they trigger MAGA. That's my favorite part. It's my favorite art. They're so stained with sweat too, and it just makes them better. Sean with the fireworks. Dude, Sean. Thank you so much. I must ask you about music night earlier. I think all our minds are connected. Yeah, I might have to advertise this. I might have to advertise music night, superfan only music night. Good lord, Sean. You're the best. Try to give superfan to Lauren, but I can't figure it out. Is superfan TikTok or something? Superfan is here, Mook, and it's. I think you have to click. Is it here, chat? Is it this heart? Superfan power is not part of my premonition. You still have to do general audience music night to recruit. Yes, okay. I think it's this heart right here for superfan. Click on the heart, click on the tab that says Go Super. And instantly your it's rumored that like your soulmate like becomes clairvoyant and like starts walking in your direction when you get a superfan on my channel. Chauncey with the superfan. Let's go, dude. I thought it's just a heart me. No. Yeah, it just beelines it to you. Did mine not come through? Did you really, Infectious? I don't know why. Maybe you just renewed, because I thought you already had one. But thank you so much, Infectious. I fucking love you. Thank you, man. Superfan is $10 a month. And it's the price of an avocado toast plus coffee if you need that in Republican terms. It's a avocado toast plus coffee. Starbucks. Oh, okay, Infectious. You're a double dipper, Cecil? You girthy fucking son of a bitch. Did I just pay you $10? You might have. Can I get a 5 back? I can't. Guys, when you send me gifts, it like takes about a week for me to get it. And I get like 30% of the gift. If you guys want to support me more directly, my pay apps are one of the best ways to do it. I love gifts. Gifts are fun. Gifts are great. But in order for me to do something like that, it'd make more sense for me to like refund you like a cash dono or something. I don't know if that was a serious ask. Mail me a bunch of pennies. What about a bunch of buffalo nickels? You can't send or receive superfan status from Canada. Rissa, you're a W for buying it. Did you really, Lucy? It just must not have come through yet. I'm sorry, Stefan. Yeah, the algorithm really likes. Can we get our dry stickers, please? Yes. Let me do that. Let me do that right now. Pickles cam can come up. How does she know how to tuck herself in? How does she know that? What a fucking cutie, chat. I love her so much. I love her so much. All right, we're a new desert emote is coming in. By the way, if you're a super fan, you can use this new emote. and it's pretty much a desert. It's pretty much for RC or Liam. If they ever come up, you can put this desert emote to show what happens to your stuff when you hear them espouse their bullshit. If you were sent digital or physical books, would you read them? Oklahoma Happy almost. Ted Lasso. They would have to be audio. Like, can I enable an audiobook? If I could figure out how to do an audiobook, I would listen to it in the gym. Is it Audible that has those? Listen to audiobooks in the gym? I really fucking should. I'm such a scrub when it comes to reading books. Amazon Music for audiobooks. Oh, really? I think I have an Amazon Music thing. I can't even watch a fucking movie now. My brain's fried. Like last night, that first movie we watched, the He-Man movie, Masters of the Universe, it's like the first movie I could pay attention to, like throughout the whole thing, in a long time. I can't even. I don't know. I'd probably be able to hone in more with an audiobook. I'm worried about my brain. Yeah, me too. Do you have a library card? You need one for Libby, but then audiobooks are free. I don't, but I bet I can get one. I saw that Lizzle. Listen to Meshuggah's Catch-22. Dude, Meshuggah's awesome. I've seen Meshuggah twice. I wonder how hard it is to...
At DB Stuff Super Chatted $13.48. Have a haggis sandwich on me.
Yo, DB, thank you so much. I will. I think I'm gonna do that. Where's my bling? I'm doing a lot of stuff to change my entire like physical health, and I think that in turn is also helping my mental health. Like I think that I am more, what would you say, not alert. I'm like more cognitively capable in the last like 2-3 weeks that I've been in like years. There's some nonfiction you dig that will help your arguments on lives. If you guys have good, I also need. Did you guys know fucking Oscar has a like live group of people that like kind of help him with resources when he's doing debates? I would love that. Why don't I have that? Why don't I have that? Natalie, by the way, speaking of which, I have a thing to share with you. Set it up. Set up a channel in Discord. I can do that. If you want to be part of like the squad that helps me, like maybe even brief me daily on some news and give me arguments in chat while I'm debating, I don't know, DM me on TikTok or Discord. It'd be far more helpful on Discord, and we can figure that out. I want to do that. That's one of my top priorities right now, actually. The fear and cleavage is something to learn about. I got a shipment, Natalie. I got a shipment, and I should get another shipment in about a week. And I have 2 wholesalers of things that we've talked about that interest me, that we might. Fuck yeah, Natalie. Okay. I want to upload some of my school stuff to Discord. Education be accessible. Producers. He gives him a salary. I don't know if I'm there yet. I don't know how he does it either. Like, yesterday, this possibly has a lot to do with like you guys really supporting me and my mom. Like yesterday, I made $15. Like I would be fucked if I had a salary to pay somebody. Who give them the info? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that would be a lot, Chairman. The desert emote is uploaded, by the way. Does anybody want to test it out? Does anybody see the desert emote? Oh my god. Stefan with $100. After having listened to Limbaugh for hours on a family trip, I asked my dad, why do you listen to Rush Limbaugh if you don't believe a word he says? He responded, Stefan, it cuts off my PayPal comments and I can't read the rest of it. Do you want to type in chat what you read? Thank you so much, Stefan. I love Rush. Of course you do, Cecil. You're wild. That's what I'm talking about. There's my deserts. Many people will hear it and believe it, and it's very dangerous. We're in those dangerous times. Dude, I saw somebody clipping a Fox News clip of how they're demonizing Fauci right now. And they were talking about like how at one point in time he said the morbidity of COVID was around 1%, or less than 1%, and then 5 weeks later he went on to say that it was quote unquote 3%. This was completely like, if you were to extend the video just like 2 more sentences, he explained his position in full, and then it went on to describe that adding people who are not dying but also just contracting this would make the actual morbidity numbers about 1%. And it was consistent with what he wrote in his diary. But Fox intentionally cut this out and used it to fearmonger people, like this week, like 2 days ago. And people are, and I'm sure, fucking making, death threats. They think that he was saying things that are lie and just like wild. How many times does find people on both sides justify what they're doing now all the time, daily? How many times does it justify that? And by the way, Trump is absolutely racist and emboldening white supremacists right now, so we need a not dry emote for gym lives. You guys stop it. The one I just said, Cecil, is fabricated. Agreed, Stefan. Should make an Oasis emoji. A lady boner emoji. I want to see what ChatGPT does when I say make a lady boner emoji. Bitch, I pay for this. It's going to be image. Ooh, try Claude to see if it does something more useful. I asked for it to be TikTok appropriate. My dad's sister was a hippie in the 60s, but she came MAGA. It's scary how they can be turned. Trump sucks at what, actually? Being president. Like, literally every aspect of it. Literally. Oh my god. Okay. All right, let's see. The gym sesh lady boner stickers, yeah. Yep. We're pioneers. This this is not bad. This is what it gave me. It's honestly pretty good. Oh, the banana slicing one is brutal. Oh my god. Oh, that's fucking brutal, Georgia. Hold on. Let's get him. I'm gonna get both of them. What? Good lord, dude. Boop. Download. I'm gonna send this to you just because it sends it to me. See? And by the way, I think we're going to segue into superfan only chat. I think we're gonna do it. Superfans only. No, Superfans Discord. I mean, TikTok. Superfan is this this button right here. It's $10 a month. Kind of pricey. Don't do it if you can't do it. But we're going to segue into music only, music superfan only, starting right now. If you guys want to join us for Music Hour, we're gonna do it from 9:20. We'll do it from 9:30 to 10:30. So I will see you guys there. I'm gonna turn it on right now. I love you. For the rest of you guys, I love you, and I'm sorry. And this is gonna be super chat only. So. Or superfan chat, so you can still view, but you can't chat. Superfan only chat. Boom. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and stop the YouTube stream. I love you. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off, y'all. You can only view first few seconds. I'm a super fan. Yes, yes, it will be here, Moon. We should be good. You can only view for a few seconds. I think there's 2 modes, D. I think there's 2 modes. It says join a fan club. So if you're here, honestly, I think it's just gonna like prompt you right now. If you're in chat right now and you can't chat, I think it's gonna prompt you. But we're going to do it. But if you click here, become a super fan, and it should be like a $10 monthly fee option. And you should be able to like click through and do it. If you want to do it and join us, you're welcome to. But we're going to start listening to music. I'm going to turn off the YouTube stream and we're going to play some music. So I will see you guys here if you guys want to join.